Go. Go. Guys, I got some coffee. ready. What isn't he doing is the real question. You know, that's a good point. We do a lot of stuff here. We do all kinds of cool stuff. I'm honestly so excited. Oh, he sent a Discord DM for files, but didn't see it. Let's try sending it just in the server. I don't really check my message requests too much. Sorry, I just don't check them like at all. I have a bunch of them that just stack up. Usually people just ping me in the server and I'm like, oh, okay. But I can check after stream. But if you ping me in the server, it'll show up like right away for me. All right, guys. It's Spire Day finally. We fully worked out the teleporter system yesterday. It was awesome. Am I bringing the rock back? Maybe. Anybody still didn't notice me? Oh, my bad. Sometimes I just miss it. Hit me with another ping and I got you. Preferably after stream though. On stream it's... I'll see it and then I'll forget. But alright. Guys. It's a good day today. We're doing cool Spire stuff and we've been making some pretty awesome progress lately. In fact, I want to show some of this cool progress. But first, let's play some Halo tunes. Beautiful. There we go. Hello! Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to see you here. It's good to see you. Now, today's kind of awesome because it's one of the days this week where we're going to be finishing up Permafrost. I actually have a very concrete list of all of the stuff that we need to do to completely finish Permafrost. And today we're going to be knocking out one of the biggest pieces of that. And it's one of the most fun and awesome looking ones, which is the Spire Destruction. Now, obviously, the Spire Destruction already works if you've participated in any of the playtesting, any of the clips. It looks awesome. However, we do need to edit it and make it work even better because as it stands right now, the Spire Destruction collides with the different vehicle spawners and causes some issue. And, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But we need to make it work good for gameplay as well, which means tweaking where the pieces fall. You know what? Let's do it right now. Let's turn on scripts. Let's destroy it. Spire destroy red. It's beautiful. But it could be better. In fact, this was actually a rough draft animation. I was not originally planning to keep this for as long as I did. I had always intended to go back and improve this animation further. However, I never did because I got caught up with all the other stuff. The energy systems, the AI, all that good stuff. But today's the day we finally go back and make the Destroyable Spire absolutely peak. Absolutely peak. Before that, I'm going to quickly open up Tag Test in the background here. And we're going to try out the teleporter system. I want to show you guys what it looks like right now. I would say that the teleporter system's 90% done. But I want to make it 100% done. I'm not gonna bug you guys and show you some boring teleporter content on stream. We did that for like 2 days already. We're good on that. No, instead, I just want to show you how it works so you can kind of see how the whole system is. It's kind of cool. Let's load up huge grass here. Huge towers, aka permafrost. Take a little coffee sip. I don't even need coffee today. I was just like, I miss coffee. I haven't been drinking it lately. I just wanted a cup. Lore accurate rejected can destroy an entire spire with 3 words. Spire, destroy, red. Fucking magic circle appears in front of me. Fucking. This is when I hit the... No, fuck off. It's beautiful. You should continue forgetting. It is very funny in a fucked up kind of way. Alright, I'm turning on cheats. I'm a little cheater. In fact, I'm gonna turn them on here too. In order to actually get, this loaded in tag test and not crash, I have to disable AIs being friends with me so they hate me. So here is what it's going to look like by default when you spawn in the map with the teleporters. They just look like this. They are off. And what you got to do is make your way over here. I'm going to cheat and go over the cliffs, but you know, you can go through the little Forerunner doorways. You can drive your merry way all the way through these areas over here. And once you get here, you'll find the teleporter receiver node. And this is where you capture. So you just jump into the circle here. I swear I'm gonna turn the audio on that down. I swear I am. And there we go! We did it! So now that I, as a red team player, sat in there for 10 seconds, you can see the red lights appeared, the teleporter became active, and now it's a receiver node for red team base. So, very cool, very cool. Let's go back over to red team base real quick, and you can see that it is in fact on, and only accessible to me on red team. You can see it right there. It's already glowing nice and big and purpley blue. No more BFG? No more BFG. I removed it. As cool conceptually and like vibe-wise as the BFG was, unfortunately, it just kind of sucked when it came to just gameplay. It wasn't that interesting. It didn't really add that much. But a teleporter that you can take as a shortcut out of your base, that is actually useful in gameplay and like genuinely good. So now we have a team-based teleporter that you can capture instead. You don't have to worry about the BFG. You get a lot more use out of it. It actually interacts with the current gameplay systems a lot more than just a random BFG that just nukes you out of existence. Pulse generators that make them able to disable enemy team battery caps. You know, that, if I wasn't at the script limit, I would do that. That is a very cool idea. Not gonna lie, that is very cool. But unfortunately, I am at the script limit, so I'm gonna be lucky if I can get the last remaining 2 vehicle spawners in at this point. But it is a fire idea. If I can optimize the scripts, I'll do it, but I've tried to optimize the scripts as much as I can, and man, it just doesn't want to work. Also, we fixed these yesterday. There was a long-standing bug in the mod where sometimes the batteries just wouldn't take damage from AoE type destruction, so rocket launchers and stuff would just straight up not work. But now, we should be golden. Even this C4 here, I can lock on from all the way over here, actually. I should be able to. Well, those don't render that far, do they? So I should be able to blow this up. I don't know if 4 of these from the plasma launcher will work. Oh my god, just 1 blew it up. Hello? That's so strong. What the fuck? No way. Holy shit, dude. The plasma launcher is cracked. Why is it so good at destroying these? Oh my god, bro, this thing is amazing. I didn't even mean for that to happen. It's just the material interactions. That's so sick. It does attach damage? That makes sense. I need like a cool sound when it finally unlocks. I need it to go like bing, like a little elevator ding. I don't know, something. Because right now when it captures, it just kind of goes kss, and that's it. You don't get like a satisfying. You get the satisfying visual effect from it, but you don't get like a nice little sound. You know, it needs that. It needs a little bit of that zest to it. 0 out of 10 mod, no squid launcher. You know what, you're on something like that. I can't lie. The Halo 1 Cov door unlock sound. Oh, and where it goes boom.
Quirky, niche, quiche, peak,
cinema, analysis, penis. Me as fuck, low key as fuck, meatloaf. Mysterious, peak, cinema, analysis, Mr. Penimus. Alright, I think I'm just going to pop open the Spire blend file. I'm going to see what I can do to tweak for red base, see how it affects blue base, and then we're just going to basically blow up this Spire like 50 times today until I like how it looks. So, that's the plan. I'm going to blow everything up, and it's going to be very, very satisfying. And you're going to go, wow, Mr. Rejected Mod Guy, that sure is a cool Spire that you just blew up there. I really like the way it blew up and how it did. That sure was neat. Do it again, and I'll go, okay, I'll do it again. And I'll do it again, and again, and again. Are my folders all quirky today? Okay, there we go. I am opening my files in the background. Pardon me while I get these loaded up. I low-key did not prepare my Halo 3 editing kit folders before stream today. I was busy. I'm a very busy guy, just unbelievably. It's just so popular, honestly. I definitely don't just sit at my house all day and just work on projects on my PC. I'm doing really... Guys, I'm doing important stuff. Very, very important stuff. Okay, anyway, though, I do have this now, so we're gonna go. I believe the spire is in here, if I'm not mistaken. Spire top. Where is my destroyed spire? It should be in the same folder. I'm gonna double check really quickly because I need to make sure I have the spire understood and location-wise and organization-wise. We have spire destroyed. Yeah, okay, it's this one. So spire destroyed right here. Sick. So this is the one that I animated. Here's the animation, just called device position right there. Now here in Blender, date modified, King of the Hill Spire, Spire top BSB4. I believe it's dead animated too. Yes. Okay, so here is what the spire looks like. Here's the animation for it, where you see it all just falls apart, crumbles, collapses downwards. Very cool. So the first thing I'm going to handle is going to be these top parts, okay? Because we have these big... this one's fine. It kind of just, like, gets stuck in an upward-facing position is where I put it. But these three here have a tendency to clip through everything. So we're going to run Spire Destroy Red and Blue at the same time. Rare shot of both spires going down simultaneously. Very cool, very cool. And I want to basically just see their orientation relative to each other. So this one has it, so the spike area here is facing outwards towards the map, which tells me the other one probably is the inverse. That's actually not quite the inverse. It's actually about 90 degrees offset, weirdly enough. The clipping is ew. Yeah, that's what the polish pass is for. I said it earlier in the stream, but actually this entire animation has been a rough draft for a long time. On the stream when I was making it, I was like, yeah, later I'll go back and, you know, clean it up and make it a little nicer. That never happened. All right, so I'm going to look for the left side one. And see, so that one clips through there. The left side one here also clips through there. Can I move it further back? So I need this one actually to move forward a little bit. And on this one, I need the opposite. So I move it forward, it's going to clip completely through there. It used to be physics-based. I do miss the physics-based one, but it was so funny the day that I started doing the spire collapse with green. It synced perfectly. I was like, no way. And I saw it perfectly as the host of the game. I was like, dude, it looks so cool. And green's like, my game is crashing. I was like, what's happening? The physics of all of these objects collapsing down dynamically was like shitting out Halo 3's engine. It was brutal. Green literally like couldn't even move. He was like teleporting around. Genuinely kind of funny. Alright, so I guess I can't necessarily... I guess what I would want to do is basically remove a lot of these pieces that are colliding with stuff out of the equation entirely if I can get away with it. That would probably be the easiest way to do this. The sad part is they look awesome. They're so dynamic and cool. So like this cross section kind of comes up here, and then I have it come down here to rest upon the ground. Now what I'm interested in trying, because it obviously falls, this one just kind of stays upwards. And I believe it was like that because I had the top bit separate before. But I think what I'm going to have to do here is... Oh, I'm on the wrong one. What I think I'm going to do is just see if I can leave it kind of up like this instead. Because if I just don't have it on the ground, it should be fine. As for this bottom one here, it's actually not causing much problems. It kind of, sort of, is there in the way of the spawner for the big vehicles, but it's not a huge deal. This one also doesn't really get in the way, so it's not a big deal. This one over here on the opposite side, let me see. In order to test if it works, we'll do set blue resources 10. do game speed 0. So obviously it's clipping there, and yeah, this one's also clipping just a little bit, so that's going to cause issues as well. Let me destroy them again real quick. So there's blue and red. So I would definitely want to move that one a little bit. The hard light platform in the upper spire section is completely powered down. I agree. In fact, I'm probably going to do that for this as well. I think it would look good. I mean, low-key, it should probably just like get deleted or fall apart as its own separate object, which I might also do that. Because I feel like the ring is there and it's just kind of floating. It'll look a little awkward. But that would just be like a whole other level of like detailed destruction. Okay, anyway, so what I want on this side is to move it left out of the way. But if I look over here, if I move it... Oh, wait. No, that's the side one, actually. So the side one there. Yeah, so it's right side. Okay, so right side needs to be moved down a little. As for here, right side can be moved down a little with no trouble at all. Okay, so I can just tweak that one's angle a little bit. I don't think this one causes any issues directly. I'm pretty sure all the vehicles that I spawned here... Let's set red resources really quickly to 10 so I can see if this clips with anything.
Red team is now at max level 2.
Okay, it does clip a little bit. Just a little bit. So can I get away with moving that piece left a little? If I move it left a little, it will clip a bit more into this, but that's not really noticeable. So I can get away with moving it left a little bit. Let's try that. So here, this is cross 1. It comes to rest about here. Maybe what I can do is move it a touch that way. Yeah, that's pretty subtle. And that should fully clear it up and not have it, like, massively in the way. I moved it roughly, like, 1 unit distance away, so that should be fine. And then up here, maybe I could also just kind of have it rotate like that. Is that going to look weird if... No, that looks good. That seems pretty stable and nice. Okay, so that should be that problem solved. This one right here is also a big issue because this thing is just laid out across this whole area here. Technically, it's not causing massive issues, but I might just have it fall through the ground or something. Because it's kind of a bit in the way. So you're asking, will this be on Steam Workshop? Yes, it will be on Steam Workshop, and I'm going to add a big Forge mode to it. It's going to have basically like an Ultimate Forge Lite version to it, and then as soon as this is out and I've included like the Light Ultimate Forge stuff to it, I'm also going to update Huge Grass as well, and I'm going to give Huge Grass a sort of Light Ultimate Forge palette as well. I think it'll go pretty hard. Tough? Hell yeah. Somebody was asking me on Twitter, it was a Razpaz? Fuck, I forget already, but they were posting a bunch of really cool El Dorito content and Huge Grass clips on Twitter, and they were like, please nerf the Space Banshee, and like, I feel that. Like, remembering back to all the playtests, the Wombat would get fucking mogged by the Space Banshee every single time. I don't know if that means I need to buff the Wombat, or if I need to nerf the Space Banshee, but I will consider it. It might actually have been nerfed, because I did make some balance changes for Ultimate Forge that will retroactively affect Huge Grass, but we'll have to test. Which means we'll have Huge Grass tests to do. That'll be fun. Look, say what you want about Huge Grass's balance, man, but that shit is so fun. Oh my god, it's awesome. Alright, okay, so the next thing I was going to do, I moved this, so I need to move this one a little bit. I'm going to double check here, the right-sided one here. Yeah, so that'll clip slightly, but that's not a big deal. I believe I did move that. But the only part I hate about Huge Grass is the Lich. I don't even feel like the Lich is that bad. It's kind of fun. Okay, so that should move most of these parts of the animation out of the way. I'm going to put this back in the game really fast, and I'm going to see how these big top parts of the cross are. And realistically, that should solve most of the trouble here. But there will still be these individual pieces of the destroyed bits that come down. Those I'm going to have to tweak a decent bit. But that shouldn't be too bad. Tool, model, animations, uncompressed, objects, levels, multi, alpine, sandbox, forge, spire, spire destroyed. Okay, let's give it a try. We'll see how this collapses down on both teams now. We destroy it. All the pieces fall. So all I did so far was edit this top cross piece. Okay, yeah, that's nice. This gets out of the way of the spawners and everything. This one I can't even noticeably tell a difference on, so that's promising. This cross piece also kind of just floats in the air now over the top of the vehicle spawner instead of clipping, which is good. Let's go take a look at this side now. So this one, again, same deal. It kind of just stops atop there. And I'll probably delete this red bit here so it can look more like it's resting on this. Kind of like you guys suggested. This now clips... Ooh. Oh, no, yeah, I was going to say that. I was worried this was going to clip a little too much into this, but... it's fine. Maybe I could just add a little bit of smoke coming off this one. That way it kind of implies that there was like some destruction that happened. Maybe I could even do like a plasma explosion in this part of the animation when it comes down. Even though it won't happen on the other side, it'll give a little bit more of like a realism feel to this area. Yo, what up? Good to see you, Vadami. Okay, this one is... I moved it in the wrong direction, didn't I? I moved it in the wrong fucking direction. Yeah, I'm working on the Spire destruction animations right now. It's pretty fun. Adam, thank you for the 2.
Why not have it the main body of the spire get replaced with a pile of more smashed and shattered debris? The whole top still being intact after getting blasted by a Mac and falling a few hundred feet. You would imagine it'd be a lot more shredded.
I have wanted to do that for a very long time. I just didn't necessarily want to commit to creating like a super crazy destruction model, but I think now that I'm back to working on this, what I may end up doing for this is kind of like you suggested, like blowing a giant hole through it and then just like covering it up with like a bunch of molten debris and then having any players that are in the top get like insta-killed by the Mac Blast. That should have been done a long time ago, admittedly. But yeah, I think that would go hard. I think that would go really, really hard. Okay, so wait, we have this. It comes down, starts to rotate out. And then I think what I'll do is kind of twist it on its own axis here, on its local y-axis. That way, I can bring it down here, twist it on its local y-axis again, and then do a little rotation this way. And then we bring it up a little that way. And so now the animation should reasonably be out of the way and no longer intersecting with any of the bases down at the bottom. Should I have your PC soon? Hell yeah. You know, a lot of people are always like, oh, I wish this was on console, man. They're like, I wish I could play this on console. And don't get me wrong, I also wish for that. Oh, nice. That's much better. Let's make sure it looks good on the other side, too. No, I also wish for that, but at the same time, whenever people say that, it makes me think that they're not thinking either. Because as much as I do wish it was on console, this is Halo 3. It's a game that came out in 2007, which means if you have a laptop that's a 10-year-old laptop would run this. And you can literally plug an Xbox controller into your laptop. You could take an HDMI cable into your laptop, plug it into your TV, and basically just play it like it's a console game at that point. It's super easy. I know it's kind of an annoyance just to play some mods, but like, it works. This is a 2007 game. You don't need a fucking RTX 5090 to play it. Any laptop in the last 10 years will probably run it. And obviously that's not ideal. I would way rather it actually be on Xbox, obviously, but still. Have the leg that hits the bridge slide around down the rim of the bridge. Oh, that would be sick. Huge Grass runs at like 60 FPS. Okay, Huge Grass, admittedly, yeah, that's on me. All right, the only reason Huge Grass runs poorly is because of the actual grass. The grass in Huge Grass causes the frame drops. It's brutal. Yeah, Xbox, fuck PlayStation. Yeah, man. My corporation is better than yours. I consume their products. It's kind of a big fucking deal, not gonna lie. Alright, what material is this? Spire top Halo destroy. Oh, I already have a destroyed thingy for it. I can literally just make it have an intensity of 0, and then it will just disappear. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Spire shaders. Isn't it just Spire top Halo destroyed? Okay, yeah, sick. All I have to do to turn off the thing here is, or the intensity. No, emission intensity is 22. What if I just set it to 0? Do I just win? 5 and 0. There we go. It's off now. Although now this ring looks a little silly being here. Maybe I should delete the ring. It would be a huge pain in the ass to make a big dynamic animation for that part, but it could be cool. Could be cool. Well, in any case, let's destroy the spires again, because we're going to be doing this a lot today. You're going to be seeing the spire animation play a whole bunch of times. So spire falls, the new cross pieces, or the big cross piece now comfortably hits the ground in a pretty nice dynamic way. The main issue now that I'm seeing comes from this giant piece that comes flying out. That's obviously clipping into there. This one's also clipping into here, but that's not a big deal. And then if we go look at the other side, we have that one. Okay, that one's low-key just way too far into there. Mateus! 16 months of Mateus! Thank you very much. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member again this month. So, I am older. Not as old as me. Well, maybe as old as me, but probably not. I'm super old, man. I'm ancient. I'm like a fucking dinosaur, dude. Is anything clipping into here? Okay, there's nothing clipping into here, so it's fine. Nothing clipping into here. This is just atrociously bad. That needs to change ASAP. Let me see where that is on the other side, because I want to twist that to the right to get that off the pad completely. That over here is... Well, if I twist it to the right, it'll get in the way of the air spawner. Unless I do a full 45-degree twist, or like 30-degree twist. Can I get away with that? Actually, that works so perfectly. Awesome. Okay. Is that... Because there's two that are kind of set up like this. There's one on the left and one on the right. So this is the actual one I want here. Alright, cool. So we're going to move this. The way that it falls and the way that I animated it, we're going to take a quick look at it. So that's blade 6. It falls pretty early. I have it so... When it falls, it kind of comes out at this angle here. So it goes to like here. I'm just going to rotate this entire fucking thing. Let's see. It comes down like this. It impacts right here.
You young whippersnapper, I turned 32 on the 13th.
God damn! Ew! Yeah, I mean, that's valid. I'm young. I'm a young buck. You know, 28. So young. I just get called Unc all the time. It's fine. Okay, yeah, this one's gonna have to adjust its orientation as well. You are now gay. Orientation adjusted. So it hits there, right? Or I guess it doesn't impact there. There it goes. Boom. And then it would have fallen this way before. But instead now I'm going to have it come over this way at a roughly 30-degree offset angle there. So it goes like, boom. I'm going to have to edit the curves on these so they stop being as weird and floaty as they are. I guess the problem is the way that it rotates here, because normally it's like... Let me try flinging the rotation this way so it's a bit more quote-unquote correct, so it kind of goes boom. Okay, that helped a little bit. It almost looks like it's bouncing. And then I'm just going to keep the blade direction over here roughly. So it kind of comes down here. Thank you for the tubatus.
Accepted my role as Chatunk.
Good on you. Goes boom. Listen, this is a Halo stream. Everyone's role here is Chatunk, except like Green Knight, because he's fucking young as hell. Little whippersnapper him. Okay, let me rotate this a little more sideways, which hopefully will stop some of this weirdness with the rotation. Well, it didn't, but it'll have to do for now. Maybe it'll be fixed when I actually, like, get this last keyframe in here. This might save it. Let's see. So I put that, like, there-ish. Let's lock it in. And then I think it rotated this way, right? I had this giant spire piece, like, sideways, I want to say. Did I get that right? Kinda. It gets to here. Pretty sure it's supposed to be more sideways than this, like that. Kind of falls, rotates, slam. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Let's try putting this animation in, see how it interacts now. Dude, I love this. I hope this is in any way enjoyable for you guys, because I just fucking love doing, like, big spire animations and stuff. It is so satisfying. Oh, perfect. It, like, gets right in between these two. Like, you can still get your falcons and hornets and stuff, but... wait, where's my red resources? Oh, can I even spawn red TNT? Apparently I can. Yeah, it doesn't get in the way at all. Even the falcon, which is the bigger of the two flying vehicles. Drake is older than I am? That's not true. That's not true. I'm actually 5 years old. You know how you know I'm 5 years old? Because my special interests are Godzilla, Stargate, and Halo. I think I'm old. Okay, I do need to remove the big snow explosion from the tip of this one here, because that one no longer impacts the ground. Which one is that? So the snow explosion would have happened on cross 1, which has impact 1. Very, very easy thing to adjust. All we do for some... Excuse me. All we do for something like this is go find the Spire folder to our destroyed animated Spire, pop open the animation graph, and then we look for impact 1, which is right here. And I'm just going to clear that out so that nothing happens there anymore. Now that will no longer emit copious amounts of snow when it falls. It'll just kind of rest idly. I would like to add better effects and things, though. Like, the way that I kind of just shove this debris texture on here, it's like, fine, whatever, it's passable. But I definitely do think I'm going to work on, like, just shoving a giant cylinder through the middle of this model and then creating, like, a enormous melted
Perhaps
gooey plasma
something
thingy.
Similar to the F3's Shanghai building.
Yeah.
Having it fall through the map, and where it hits, hidden by a snow and debris cloud, spawn a pre-rendered pile of spire rubble.
I did debate doing that, and I still might do it. For now, the reason I haven't is because the base of the spire, I need it to still function post-spire destruction. That way you can still, you know, like spawn in here and stuff. Obviously it gets blocked a little bit like in this area here, but other than this part right here, which you can technically like crouch through, it's mostly fine. Oh, I can just walk through this. I still got to make a better physics model for this. It's funny because I've been doing the visuals for these things, like, you know, the interior for the little base here and the interior for this little thing here, but I still haven't made full physics models for them yet, which is kind of rough. I really got to get on that. You never played Halo 2, Mythlios? You're missing out. Halo 2 is absolutely fire. Maybe I should make it so all the glow... No, that's too much work. I was going to say I want to make all the lights red inside here, but, like... That's a lot of effort. That said, what material is that? I'm so curious now. So this one... No, not that one. This one, that's... Covenant Metal Dull Ground Light. There's not actually that many glowy bits. Maybe I could make them red. When they remake Halo 3, would you mod on that instead? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it'd be a lot harder to mod. One of the beautiful things about modding an older game like this is somebody like me who doesn't necessarily have a shit ton of experience with, like, super high fidelity assets can actually make, like, some pretty cool stuff without too much effort. Why did I not add shadows to this before? This looks so much better with a shadow map. It was so flat before. I mean, it's still relatively flat, but, like, that's way nicer. Why didn't I do that here? Hey, good job, man. Sick. I want to see it with the shadow now. Let me see that. Destroy Spire Red. Boom. Why is the shadow emitting from like top down? I removed you! Oh, maybe I didn't save the animation graph. No, I did. Hello? Bruh. Oh, I guess they're all kind of floating now, so it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, it was Impact 4, not Impact 1. Oops! Ah! Saying words of power even faster. Yeah, I just had some coffee. I'm wired right now, dude. I'm absolutely wired. Also, it's just so exciting to work on a spire that gets completely destroyed. Big destruction like this makes me immeasurably happy. It's so sad. I could literally watch this animation over and over. I mean, I'm going to, obviously, because I'm working on it. But, like, if I weren't working on it, I would still do it. Sick as fuck. Speaking of King of the Hill, actually, Zen, I think it would be cool to make some better King of the Hill points around here, because the current King of the Hill, I just placed them arbitrarily on these bridges to test if the game mode worked at all. But I think there's a lot of potential in some better King of the Hill points. I definitely want to put some inside the side bases here. This will be sick. You know, the fact that it's close to one of the team's bases is really not a big deal when you factor in that this is a small hallway where you could barely even fit a Warthog in here. And even if you did fit a Warthog, because it's so close quarters, if the enemy team was in here, they would just fucking stick you with some nades and you're cooked. The floating tree. Oh, I have to fucking fix it, dude. Anyway, back to the spire. It's looking pretty slick. I like it so far. Is there anything else that I would want to do here? Anything else I'd want to do here? I think it's mostly good. I do need to move this one out of the way. This one did get moved out of the way. Let me go take another peek over at the other side of the base before I commit fully to that. We gotta blow up blue team now. Okay, so the biggest issues now are these last two bits. This is straight up in the way of whatever the hell's gonna be here. Or, well, I guess it's technically not, like, super in the way. I'm pretty sure I could... It's actually just not in the way at all, but it looks kind of weird. Put a portal in those hallway tunnel bases that TP to each other that are only active for King of the Hill. I feel like if you're on King of the Hill, though, somebody would be camping the fuck out of those. Okay, everything on this base is literally fine except for the air base, which also technically is fine. And over here, we're good, we're good, we're good, and then it's just this one right here that's like gone flying out. And just to double check, on the opposite side here, this one that's gone flying out, yeah, if I just moved it ever so slightly to the side, or even just moved it out of the way and like shoved it underground, because some of the pieces already do fall underground just due to the nature of the terrain being different on both sides. Like, there's a whole ass chunk right here that's just under the floor. So I could just like shove it under the ground. So now, camping has always mattered, okay? Just because I am making a giant vehicle teleporter that is campable doesn't mean I don't care about camping. It just means that if somebody's going to waste their entire gameplay camping this teleporter, it's actually more of a burden on their team than anything else, because not everybody's going to be using the teleporter. The kills you're going to potentially get from camping this teleporter is not going to be that big of a deal. You're really not contributing that much. It's just BM. You're just being rude. You're not actually helping. And plus, it's a middle-of-the-map giant capturable teleporter. If you want to capture that, or if you want to let the enemy team keep it instead of recapturing it for yourself and giving your team a massive advantage, that's on you. Let your team get mad at you. Alright. So I think I'm just going to move that one that's gone flung out under the ground, to be honest. I feel like that's probably the best move here. I'm going to watch it collapse one more time, just to be sure. Yeah, I'm just going to... Low-key, it's kind of funny if this hits the pad and kills somebody who's trying to get a vehicle out, so I think I'll just move it underground. It does sit nicely on the ground, which is kind of nice, but I think I'm just going to do that. And also, I may create like a giant snow effect that's attached to these things so that when they do go underground, they like do so in kind of like an interesting and cool way. Wait, this is the right one. Okay, yeah, this is it right here. There we go. So this one, let me see its animation. So by default, this one kind of... Oh, it even like rolls to the side. I forgot I animated. Oh, it's the one with the bounce. So it like bounces up. Do I just have it fall through the ground? That is kind of Siege of Shanghai style, where it just falls through the ground. I literally just delete all the remaining keyframes and then just have its final resting position be like... It goes boom, falls down, underground, out of sight. Okay, like this one too, now that I'm thinking about it, this should be like very much a quadratic type where like hits the ground. Oh, maybe I can't do that. I'll probably have to do the actual curve edits. Once I get everything keyframed perfectly, I'll probably do some curve edits to make the animation like really sell it. Add a hidden Forerunner sarcophagus now with a human skeleton inside. Ooh. Low-key RCAP fire idea. Secret Forerunner room that you can enter outside the map somewhere, and when you do, you find a human skeleton in a Forerunner coffin. Bro, that's my version of being a rebel right there, dude. That is my version of being a rebel. Sticking it to the man. And by the man, I mean the company. Fuck corporations. Blah. My lore is the lore. I want to see if maybe I can adjust the way that the main top part falls. Okay, actually, one thing I do need to think about... Adam, thank you for the 2! One thing I do need to think about is the...
Since we have the tools to modify Reach and UE5, do you think people will be able to mod Campaign Evolved to be more faithful to the source material? Stuff like less shiny Forerunner textures, better lighting, tweaked colors, better human gunfire sounds.
So, people will be able to mod Campaign Evolved to be more faithful. Oh, yes. Okay, so I was actually... yes, 100%. So I have modded some Unreal Engine 5 games before, and basically the process of modding an Unreal Engine 5 game is extremely easy. It's going to be different for every game, and it's especially going to be different for Campaign Evolved, but for the most part, you basically just download Unreal Engine 5, you wait for somebody smarter than you to figure out the file structure of the game by just kind of peeking into it and doing some witchcraft. Once the file structure of the folders and where things are located and stuff is able to be, like, decrypted and understood, all you have to do is take, like, a Banshee model, put it in the right folder in Unreal Engine 5, and export it out as a little Unreal Engine pack file, and then just plug that into your Campaign Evolved folder, and it will overwrite the Banshee with your new one. I shit you not, it should be that easy. Now, it could be more complicated because it's also running on, like, Halo Reach and Blam and all that, but I don't think it's going to be that complicated. I'm tired of this Phantom dying over and over. But it's a branch of Unreal. We don't know really what it looks like yet. Whether or not it's a heavily modified Unreal, or if maybe it's just a standard Unreal 5 package that has a whole layer interpreting the Reach Blam engine underneath it. We just don't know yet. It's really just too early to say how it works directly and how that's going to affect modding. But I have a really good feeling about it because, one, we already have the Halo Reach mod tools, so it's really well understood how everything works there. Theoretically, certain tags from the Halo Reach mod tools will be perfectly compatible with Campaign Evolved. Obviously, things are going to change, right? Like, so let's say in this device machine, maybe they added like a new feature in here or something. So now that's not going to be one-to-one. You can't just drag and drop that in or convert it directly. But it will be possible with relative ease to be able to convert things like Halo Reach tags into the Campaign Evolved format as soon as people start to understand the tag structure of it. That will be possible. No way we have Halo-style physics without Blam? No, yeah. Getting Halo-style physics tuned... I mean, it basically is just fucking Havoc, right? It's the Havoc physics engine. I mean, it's obviously tuned, but... Basically, long story short, Campaign Evolved is going to be very moddable. Very, very moddable. It will probably, I would say within a month, a lot of modding potential will have already been opened up. And beyond that, I presume that it will just continue to escalate until we get... This is a bold assumption, but I would say we would get near... Maybe never quite full mod tool capabilities for like years and years. But I would say we would get probably everything minus the big stuff like level editing in. Like I think fully custom levels may never be a thing. But they could be just due to the nature of Unreal 5. I don't know. It's possible. Because we have Halo Reach mod tools on PC and it runs on Reach, and Unreal Engine 5 is natively like super moddable, there's a ton of potential for modding, and it's hard to say just how much. But I'm telling you guys, it's going to be sick. Alright, so let me go back. I got kind of distracted here. I'm calling cap on this. It's going to be very satisfying and gratifying to prove you wrong on that. Oh, I know what I want to do. Okay, I think I do want to do the giant Mac blast through this thing. Where's the front window? Okay, here's the front window. I think what I'm going to do is just put a giant Mac blast, like, straight through the side here. It technically won't be fully correct, but I'll do it at a slight enough angle that it'll work on both of them. I'm going to do that real quick. Let's Spire Dead Animated 2. We'll do that to 3. And essentially all I'm going to do is... this is going to sound stupid, but... I'm going to take a giant cylinder and I'm just going to cut this whole damn thing out. Get rid of that, because we don't need that anymore. I might actually get rid of all of this, low-key, these bits right here. They look kind of awkward when they're just kind of like floating out there. To be so TBH honest with you dudes, like, it looks weird. I don't like that they just are out there floating. I'm just gonna get rid of them. Yes, they will disappear instantaneously. No, most people won't notice. That said, if I want to cut a gigantic hole through all these render models, I'm going to have to get a little creative here, but it's actually pretty straightforward. I'm going to do a regular old cylinder, spawn it in there, boom, let's scale it like 100 times, scale it 10 more times. Alright, in the edit mode, we're going to do this. That's probably fine. I got to make it really long, though. And move it up here. So as far as a Mac Blast goes, I'll probably just rotate it ever so slightly, like that. What do you guys think? Should I make it a little bit wider, or is that good? Because I could really just, like, fucking carve a hole through it. Well, let's give it a quick test with the base object here. Basically, the way I'm going to do this is going to be insanely simple, insanely easy. I'm going to name this wherever this cylinder is. Mac round. So we're going to take this base part right here. We're going to create, we'll save real quick. We're going to create a Boolean operation on it. And we're going to use the Mac round. Adam, thank you so much for the 2!
I've had my doubts about Campaign Evolved, particularly with how close to infinite it looks.
Sure.
And how they made Johnson look like an alternate reality Steve Harvey.
Okay.
But hearing your take on its ability to be modified is really reassuring.
Yeah, I don't think what I'm saying should be taken with, like, absolute confidence, but I do have enough experience where I feel like I can say this with a reasonable degree of confidence. Not like... I don't want you guys to just assume that I'm 100% right, because I am, you know, I am modder guy, so my word should theoretically hold some weight in the modding realm, but, like, you know, I really feel confidently it'll be moddable, but I just don't want to make everybody be like, oh, well, Rejected said it, and now it's like a month later and we can barely mod it. It should be very good. All I'm saying is look at Marvel Rivals, dudes. That game runs on Unreal Engine 5, and you can do ridiculous amounts of modding. Everybody just makes Gooner characters in it, but... the proof is in the pudding. You can completely import your own custom characters there, and that's just another Unreal Engine 5 game. An always online one, mind you. This is a local single-player game that we're talking about with Halo Campaign Evolved. So, like, I think we're fine. Reach assets are not Gooner, it's Halo culture. Yeah, tell that to Halo 4 Cortana. I'm just gonna start deleting some of these assets that are really not gonna be needed. The Destroyable Spire is a bit heavy when it comes to a lot of this stuff here, but let's do another Boolean operation using our Mac Blast as the object. Whoa, it's causing some errors, but nothing I can't fix. Okay, there's the floor. Does the floor get booleaned in this at all? Does it get hit by the Mac round? Yeah, it does. It does. We'll boolean the floor as well. Dude, this thing is gonna carve, like, the most ridiculously badass hole through this entire thing. It's gonna be so sick. I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the Lich Destruction, where I'm just gonna shove a bunch of, like, blobs together to cover up the hole, and then just, like, call it a day. Make it look like it's just molten Covenant plasma slag. Purple metal slag just everywhere. It was such a lazy way to do it on the Lich, but it looked decent. Like, it didn't look terrible. It was a lot easier than also, like, going through absolutely everything. Delete the lights. This one's already booleaned. This one definitely needs to be booleaned because it's a big outside section of the spire. Lich destruction mentioned. I love it. Ooh! Ooh! Dude, this, but with plasma slag just like coating the entirety of it. Oh my god. Dude, I think a Mac round hit this thing. That's crazy. Bro got sniped. That's insane. Okay. I need you guys to stare at this absolutely domed spire for a second. I'm gonna go use the restroom real fast. Coffee working through me. Be right back.
Rejected after he uses the wrong restroom.
Dude, who fucking obliterated the spire while I was gone? That's crazy. Anyway. Low-key. Now, I was going to say I wanted to import it like this just to see how the circle looks in-game, but it's probably fine. So, obviously it's a perfect circle now. And I can edit the cylinder as well to make it less of a perfect circle, or like cylinder, but what I'm going to do really quickly, I think I should be able to do with Blender's meta ball system. Let me create some little meta balls here. Yeah, do I want to do it this way? If I do it in edit mode, it becomes more dense, but I don't necessarily want it to be dense. So this is kind of where I was going with this, basically, where I'm going to, like, create this mesh out of meta balls, tune it, tweak it, make it look good, and then from there, I'll, like, actually sculpt it a bit and make it look a little nicer, but just use this kind of as a foundation for every part of this that's been absolutely just, like, cooked. Obviously, it's going to look a little lumpy as we like get it started, but I do think this should look pretty good. Once I convert it to a mesh and we can actually get started on like smoothing it out and giving it the right shape everywhere it needs to be, I suspect it'll look pretty cool. I'm basically just going to do this and cover up like every hole I realistically can here. I wish I had thought to use the meta ball system when I was doing the Lich destruction, because this is a really quick and dirty way of like getting this kind of rough shape in here. I think on the Lich I like manually sculpted it all, which took way longer than if I had started doing this. Yeah, it's already coming along pretty good. I think, did this part get, yeah, this part got chopped too, so I gotta do a little bit there. Then down to here. It almost looks like flood biomass. That's kind of sick. This would be actually such a good way of modeling flood biomass, now that I think about it. Okay, so we have like this little blobby interior section started. That's a good beginning for like getting all this stuff melted and broken down. And essentially, I just need to... You're making the Spire more damage? Yeah, so when the Mac Blast hits it, I'm going to be running this on everything and just having... It looks silly right now. It looks like I'm covering it in like fucking clay, but I promise it'll look better when I'm like... when I'm done with it. But it's just going to be basically be placing down a bunch of blobs for the time being. And then I'll smooth it out and make it look good. But yeah, I wanted to, since we're already doing better and enhanced Spire destruction with like the animations, I just have been tweaking the animations a bunch. I think this will end up looking a lot nicer overall. Trust the process? Yeah, make it first, make it good later type deal. Dude, making Metaball stuff is so fun. It's so easy. Just little voxel boys. The little voxely boys are doing good work. I think I'm just going to do an outline on everything first. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to do like the roof outline here. And then just try to like make my way through the rest of the shapes. Because obviously in the end I'm going to be like sculpting this into a better shape. So just kind of having... the volume of it there should be the best way to do this for the time being. Be funny if it hits, it goes ragdoll physics. It used to. I used to have like full ragdoll physics on the top and everything. Halo 3's engine just straight up can't handle it. Frankly, I'm not sure if any of the Halo engines could handle it just because of the scale and intensity of the physics. I think even Halo 4 would probably just start crying. It was brutal. Make that molted. Yeah, it's literally... I could do like a cooldown effect on it. Where like it starts at like a white hot. And then afterwards it kind of like cools and relaxes down to like just a light glow. That's definitely doable. That would be sick. That would be really sick. I do like where this is going. I do like the way it's coming out. I'm going to be a lot happier once I've like sculpted this all down and made it look like actually passable. Right now it's the blobs are ugly, and I acknowledge their ugliness. We are getting somewhere though. Can't wait for this. Yeah, it should look pretty cool. I mean, admittedly, this is going to be a relatively subtle effect, but I will add some extra like damage impact effects on the Max Strike. Right now the Max Strike is basically just like a big, I guess it's just like a big explosion, but I'll try to add some extra effects to kind of enhance the impact and really show it getting like absolutely torn through. And I know people have requested this for a long time, and I just kind of been putting it off for a long time as well, but I'm gonna make it so any player that is up here is going to get absolutely fucking vaporized by the Mac impact. Like, if you're up here and the Mac gets you, you're cooked. There's no way around it. The Mac Blast is getting you, and you are being sent to the Guardians. Mac Blast uninstalls your game. Yeah, delete System 32. You just have to reinstall Windows. Lore accurate. this one here like that. Okay, now we can tackle a bit of the floor here. Do a little bit of the outlining as needed. I'm just going to put like a gazillion meta balls until this works. And then we do have the shape. Oh, let me hide all the blades so I can actually see. We do have all of the kind of shape outlined here. So I'm going to basically have to continue this shape all the way through. I'll try to make the meta balls a little bigger so I can save some time. That way you guys don't have to watch like 50 trillion meta balls being placed. Might be able to just copy a whole ring of them. Well, actually, I don't even necessarily need to do that, because aren't even going to be that many. Thank you for the 5, Mateus.
Why
Appreciate
are
the
you
support.
doing the Mach hole like a laser? Machs are hypervelocity projectiles that I'm fairly certain explode.
They do, and I'm going to probably enhance the overall visuals and make it a... I'm going to be basically sculpting this. I'm creating the initial shape of the impact and the mesh of the molten cutout here with the meta balls, but after this, I'm going to be like enhancing the actual shape and cuts and all that. It's definitely going to be like molten slag, for sure, but it's going to also be very explodey afterwards as well. To be honest, one of the reasons I'm just doing it this way is because it's really fast. I can actually get this done here in the next like 20 minutes. Big Mac. Yeah, this is the bottom. Okay, yeah, so this whole bottom area is going to just be like fucking... Actually, I might just keep a lot of this bottom area open now that I think about it. Yeah, I think I'll probably keep a lot of that open. You know, hypervelocity projectile admittedly would cause a massive explosion. Obviously, massive energy release equals explosion. But also, something traveling this fast, I do think would just shred a molten slag hole through stuff. I'm not a physicist, alright, but I feel like the physics and logic on that one does work out. I'll have to put so much debris raining out of this thing. Oh, dude. Okay. Dude. When this thing goes, I am going to have tons of Covenant debris eject out of both sides of the hole at, like, insane speeds. That's going to look so sick. I'm going to use those. I'm going to put those little Covenant debris particles to work, man. They're going to go crazy hard. I think it would just shoot a fairly clean hole through something that close. That's kind of my hope. Like, I think the logic works out as far as like how I've been thinking about it. I guess that'll do. What else have we got? Okay, so we have this whole area here. I need to fill in this bit so that the entire part that got carved out right here, the whole walkway, all that, molten. This entire area is going to also just need to have like a floor cut into it. Could leave a little hole, but... Okay, we're getting somewhere. Imagine on the overhanging slag parts, it'd be like particles of molten metal dripping down. That is definitely possible. I can do that. Okay, if I just outline this, yeah, I'm gonna leave all of this open for the most part. I might create some like interesting shapes of like slight overhang coming off the sides, but I think most of the middle here is just gonna be totally empty. Nice, nice. Okay, so all of this is carved out here, right? Okay, yeah, this is all carved out here. So we need a bunch all over the walls. Here, I'll just start building up from over here where I was working before. Nice. Not bad. I feel like we're making some good progress here. I'm gonna make it look even cooler, but we're getting there. It's happening. I really never thought I would do this. I always wanted to do this because I knew it would look fucking awesome, but... I was just like, I don't think I want to. But I will say, alright, lately, my motivation, my ability to just do this shit and not let my ADHD get the best of me, it's kind of fucking ruling. You guys notice that about me? Any longtime watchers have the thought where they're like, yeah, that's weird. Rejected's doing all the boring shit that he doesn't want to do. He's actually just, instead of just working on some random fucking Godzilla mod because he's bored, he's actually just making the shit that needs to get done. Do you not have experience making globs and goo in Blender? I do now. Boloids, these are called metaballs, at least in Blender. I'm sure they, this voxel type system probably has names in many other 3D programs, but Blender calls them metaballs. And they're very fucking handy. Metal balls? No, metal cooler. Me when I'm just gooping and glorping, bro. Look at this. You ever seen that TikTok where the guy's like, oh, I love soup. I'm on my baby food era. You don't even have to chew. I'm just glooping and glorping. That's me right now with these fucking metal balls, man. I'm upset I know of it here. Dude, I love that. It's so gross. It's my favorite thing. Oh, I can't see! Fuck! Fuck! I swear to God, I hit the wrong hotkey one time and it's like my world has ended. Everything starts exploding and I'm dead. Oh wait, you know what? I actually have to raise all this up, don't I? Because there was a ramp here before. Well, actually, no. I don't. I lied. I fucking lied. Well, actually, due to the structure and the original geometry of this zone, I fucking do have to do this. God damn it. A little bit there. Oh my god, dude. I'm glooping and glorping all over the place. Look at these meta balls, man. I'm cooking. Am I with globs? I am! They're called meta balls. They're awesome. Should probably delete the glass here to be so real. Yeah, basically, the way that I'm modeling the impact of the background into the spire is with these little blobs. They like Cruz said, I'm going to basically give them a molten slag texture, but before I even texture them, I'm going to like sculpt them to make them look nicer. Because it's really obvious right now that they're just kind of blobs. They are hardly inspired or smoothed out. They literally just look like balls of goop. But if I actually spend a little bit of time resculpting them after I'm done placing them, I can make them look a lot better. Mateus, thank you for the support. Appreciate the 5.
I've got a physics answer for you for the whole shape. Check DMs.
Oh, no. Listen, Mateus, I don't want the physics answer. I just want molten slag and I want it to look cool. I don't want to hear that this isn't technically accurate. I want to do it and go, yeah, it's fucking sick. Hell yeah. If I read your DM and it says, technically, this isn't accurate, I'm committing to doing this regardless, that's really what I meant to say there. Thank you for the 2!
Check it anyway, bitch.
What the fuck, you just call me a bitch? Why am I supposed to do anything you tell me? You call me a bitch. Can't see my fucking meta balls anymore. Okay. Give me a second here. A little bit more molten slag. Alright, let me take a look over how everything's doing. I think I just need like a couple of things here, maybe. For the most part, this glass is gone, so that's whatever. Oh wait, what texture are you? Oh, gotta get rid of this little bit as well. Okay, how are we looking? Not bad. Oh, there's still a little bit over here that I gotta do. I think this is the last area that I haven't covered in my fucking goop and glorp. And it's like this part right here. Obviously they need this, but... Thank you for the 5, Mateus!
I say that because of humor, I don't actually believe you to be an actual bitch, obviously, rolling eyes face emoji.
I know. Nobody would look at me and think I'm a bitch. They would go, God damn! Duh. That's how my ego arc starts. I just make people feel bad for saying mean things to me, and then I just make it all about me. Okay, are we done with the slaggening? We might be done with the beginning of the slaggening here. I think what I'll do is I'll add a little bit of overhang. I know I could sculpt it in, but I think I'm going to try to like just model a little bit of overhang in with the meta balls. Potatoes, thank you for the 5!
No, but some people still look at you and call you bald LMFAO.
That's not true. Nobody would do that. It's fake news, man. Fake news. Alright, I think that's enough meta balling. Let me go into object mode. We're going to poke around really quickly. I think I have enslaggened the fuck out of this enough to begin sculpting it into a more pronounced and correct shape that looks less like I just took a dump all over this thing. Yeah, I'm not seeing any bad parts of the Boolean here. It's looking pretty good. Alright, let me make another save here, because that was a lot of metaballing. Let's see, Mateus, what did you send me? What the fuck? Physics answer for me! Alright, this is a ChatGPT output. Hold on. Let's see here. One moment.
Bald. Bald, bald. Bald, bald, bald. Bald, 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 bald. Bald, 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 bald.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Right, we gotta read Mateus's technical explanation. Hold on, I was pinged in general. Someone said, hey. Sick. Orc, thank you so much for the 5!
Spires, gooped, features, creeped, shotgun, rejected.
This is not feature creep, okay? We should probably classify this as feature polish, alright? Today's all about making the spire work. We've adjusted the animations, okay? They don't collapse onto the buildings very much at all anymore. And now we're just enhancing this beauty right here, alright? It's looking good. I'll see what Mateus said. So Mateus's physics answer, which is a blurry screenshot of some text that I can hardly read, but I will do my best. To understand the impact crater formed by a UNSC frigate's magnetic accelerator cannon, firing into a solid metal target with atmosphere, hypervelocity projectile solid. The resulting crater shape, the conical hemispherical hybrid. Entry, it's moving at relativistic speeds. It creates a borehole. A borehole. Would be neither a perfect cylinder nor an omnidirectional sphere. Instead, it would manifest as a deep cratered cone that transitions into hemispherical damage zone. If I wasn't doing this in such a way where both sides symmetrically need to have this thing, I would be so down to do more of a cone shape. But because both sides need to work, I am going to continue doing it this way for the time being. But yeah. So let me see here too. So this is going to come in from the right side, slightly at the door. So if we look here, right side, so that does look correct. Reasonably. That'll be like a straight shot. And then over here, it should technically come out. It'll be slightly offset on the other side, but I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, technically, I could just rotate the whole thing around the cylinder. Where's the cylinder? Oh, the Mac round. So let me do origin to 3D cursor. Oops, no. I want to do cursor to selection. Fuck. Cursor.
Bald. Bald, bald. Bald, bald, bald. Bald, 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 bald. Bald, 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 bald. Bald, Carl, Shov, Calvo.
What?
Tu, Hagetta, Copas.
What's happening?
Scaldit, Calbo, Lissy, Kierich, Asley.
Did you just call me bald in like 20 languages? Man, fuck you! Not bald. Thanks for the 3 guy who calls people bald. I fucking hate it here, man. I'm trying to make Halo mods. They keep calling me fucking bald. Look at that, dude. I can rotate it at any time I want. That's sick. Actually, no, I can't really. Because it's very particularly designed for this piece of geometry. So we're just going to do it like this. We're going to do it like this. Alright, we got it. So what I'm going to do now is go to my meta ball settings here. I'm going to save another version of this. And how do I apply this, actually? Is it... object, convert, mesh. Oh! Easy, dude. That's freaking easy, dude. Let's hide the markers. Bro, you should definitely be in the markers. What's happening here? Okay. Sick. So... Say my insides. Hello? Are you good? This is where the fun begins. We're gonna do dynamic topology on this thing. How smooth is that? Is that like overly smooth? A bit. I will do dynamic topology. Right now it's at 12. What does 6 look like? That is even more detailed. 24. I mean... 36? Oh my god, no, 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 no. Let's go back to 24. Oh, I'm on relative. That's why I'm being dumb. We're going to do constant detail at 0.01. Alright, 0.01 is a bit too low. We're going to do 0.1. That's too high, so we're going to go right in between at 0.05. Maybe 0.04 is the sweet spot. Let's see. Let's do 0.045. You know what? Hold on. Let me shade. Undo that. We'll do shade flat so that I can see the vertices a little cleaner. And then that'll let me actually tell what a good setting for this is. That's a little too detailed. And then I think 0.03 might be the move. Yeah, 0.03 seems to match the original meta ball resolution pretty good, which is one that I was happy with, so. Let's just get started with this then. We'll do radius 75 pixels. We'll roll with that. I want to try to flatten this, like, entryway a bit. I don't want it to be quite as blobby, so... let's just extrude that out. And we'll use this to, like, smooth it nice and flat. I want the entire thing to look like it just got absolutely shredded. For this bit here, try to do the same thing. Just flatten that bit, flatten that bit. Actually, the smooth tool does a hell of a job on this. Not bad, not bad. You have a silver play button? Yeah, I have it right here, actually. That's the old school one. The OG. Do I like the Halo remake? Yeah, actually, I'm really excited for it. It looks pretty sick. I won't really know how much I like it until I get my hands on it. I think that goes without saying. I don't want to be like a hype merchant, but I will say that I am definitely looking forward to it. It looks really good. As far as everything that 343/Halo Studios has put out, the campaign Evolved is by far the thing I'm the most excited for. I did get reasonably excited for Infinite, but it just, something about it wasn't for me personally. I enjoyed the multiplayer. It was good. This campaign was... it was alright. It wasn't... I would say I like Infinite more than I like 4 and 5. For sure. I despise Halo 4's story for the way that, in my opinion, it kind of ruined Halo's lore and retconned a bunch of stuff. Halo 5's story was just fucking all over the place and whack. But, yeah, it's kind of hard to fuck up Halo 1. Like, it just looks sick. It's a modern reimagining of Halo 1, and it just looks fucking nice. Halo 4 just killed the story, and Halo 5 just added pretty much. And the downside for me, at least with, like, Infinite, is that it was still using that lore. Like, I'm at the point now where I really just want them to retcon the fuck out of the existing Halo lore, because I am not a fan of it. I think it's so convoluted and bad, and I really desperately want them to just make it like a... whatever excuse they need to come up with, make it a new timeline, something like that. Because the story is such a mess right now in the fucking canon of Halo. It's brutal. I'm trying to elongate these edges here to kind of make it look like everything got shredded in a sort of a horizontal direction. I think I'm starting to get the shapes that I'm looking for out of this. Wait for the new content like weapons and missions. I know, dude. It's so cool seeing Halo CE and like amazing graphics and having all this new content in there is really sick. I mean, the mod teams have been doing that forever. Think about how many Halo CE mods are out there that basically just add tons of new weapons and vehicles to the campaign. And I feel like Campaign Evolved is doing it excellently as well. Okay, I'm really starting to like the look of this sculpting idea with the meta balls. I'm starting to think I was cooking with this. We're getting some good results. Definitely going to take a little bit. We got to refine it down, make it look good, but we're getting somewhere with it. Now, I will say this, too, about Campaign Evolved, since I'm just sitting here sculpting and yapping, but, like, I have been I wouldn't say I'm like a harsh critic of Halo Studios and 343 Industries. I would say specifically I'm a harsh critic of Halo 4 and the direction that it put the rest of the franchise in. But as far as the studio goes, they're obviously insanely talented. I've harped on how I don't like Halo 5's art style, but I think objectively the artists did such a good job. Like, clearly the art direction wasn't something that I was in love with, but the execution of it, dude, oh my god, they killed with it. It's so good. Like, I don't like it being like weird, hyper-realistic, watery bug creatures for the Covenant vehicles and stuff, but as far as the execution of that idea, fucking 10 out of 10, dude. 343 and now Halo Studios has some of the best fucking artists of all time. They're so good. Okay, am I going too hard on the tubing here? I feel like it works, but maybe I should blend it into the surface a little more. Should bring it out a touch, just kind of have like a blended sort of shape to it. So that way it feels a little less like it's just stuck into it. Thought the Kraken, oh wait, though the Kraken I think it was just kind of a missed opportunity. Yeah, I was always a bit upset about the Kraken because it's basically supposed to be the Scarab for Halo 5, but it was, the execution of it wasn't dynamic or anything in the way that the Scarab fights in the classic games were. It was like conceptually awesome and then executed poorly. Which is sad because like large scale combat like that and the Scarab fights are such an iconic part of like what Halo 3 did with the franchise. Even Reach not having a Scarab fight was such a disappointment. Like, damn, man. Okay, I feel like as far as the outline of this goes, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's starting to feel like the metal on this part just like absolutely got shredded. I think this is a decent shape. I'm just going to keep... I'm going to go to the other side and do this exact same thing, and then we'll do the interior parts. Because like this is kind of what it started as, with like just blobs, and then here it is now like sculpted into a sort of blown out bullet hole kind of shape. I think that's nice. That actually worked out pretty good. Halo 5 multiplayer was a lot like Halo Infinite. Yeah, Halo had the flood. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. These little meta balls that I use to make this stuff is so good for like flood stuff. If I'm ever doing like some kind of flood biomass stuff, I'm going straight to the meta balls and I'm throwing these around. Because I really like how they look. It really feels good. It's so perfect for this. It makes me almost wonder if they did this originally when they were designing like High Charity and stuff for Halo 3. If they used any voxely stuff like this for it. Or if they just... Because if they modeled it by hand, those poor artists, man, that's a lot to model by hand when you're trying to do something organic. I like low-key hope they just did this. I don't know what tooling they had in 2007 and 3DS Max if it let them do stuff like this, but God, I hope they had this, because this is like... I feel like I could speed run a flood biomass infected level with these tools. Will this be animated, or will it be an instant... wait, it will be an instant that the beam... They'll be instant. I would animate it if I could, but just... I mean, it's probably possible to do a full animation like this, but it would be challenging, and I think it would probably be so demanding on resources to animate something to that degree that it just wouldn't be... Like, if I was doing a campaign mod, and I had all the resources in the world, and I didn't have to worry about synchronizing and multiplayer lag and stuff, I'd probably be way, way more open to doing that, but because it's a multiplayer map, I'm honestly doing way too much for a multiplayer map, if I'm being honest, but I think it's cool, so, you know, fuck it. What map in Halo 3 with the Flood Underground is pretty cool. Oh yeah, Isolation. That is such a good map, dude. I wish I knew which artist worked on Isolation, because that is a great looking flood map. Holy crap. I know everybody talks about it because it gets posted around a lot, but like seriously, the grass on it that like slowly fluctuates between like becoming flood infected and then like chilling out to a more regular looking grass is such a subtle yet cool detail. I feel like most players really didn't even notice that, literally for decades, but like just played with it and didn't even appreciate the fact that the map is like dynamically becoming floodified over time. Like, that's so sick. And the flood hives, yeah, those little flood balls, those things are sick. Those are one of the most fun objects I added to the flood map in Ultimate Forge, was those little flood balls. I love those things. They're so nasty. Little fucking flood pimples, man. Gross as hell, but really cool. Alright, let me accentuate the bullet hole type effect here. Wait, what do you mean the map changes? Like it becomes... Yeah, on Isolation, if you stand there for a long time, the grass on the entirety of the map slowly gets taken over by like flood, nasty, wet stuff. And then it kind of like fades back. It happens over a span of like, I want to say like 2 minutes. So it's super subtle. Like if you're just playing the map on Team Slayer, you're just never going to notice it. Unless you like start the game, look down at the grass, go get some kills, and then come back and then look back and be like, oh shit, it is like more floodified. It's the grass terrain shader on there just has this like time-based thing on it. It's really cool. Again, it's like such a subtle detail that like most players are just never gonna notice, but I think it's just sick as hell. Okay, I feel like this is pretty good. I'm gonna smooth out the interior really quickly. If I'm thinking a projectile with like velocities that are in the percentage of the speed of light, I'm gonna say it's gonna create like a smooth as fuck borehole the whole way through. So you know what? I'm pretty okay with it being a relatively smooth cut all the way through. Saw the clip and I've never noticed. So right, but like It's that level of care and attention to detail that makes me such like a lifelong fan of the Bungie Halo games. It's the little things. It's the little things. The care, the artistry. Even under intense restrictions, they fucking cooked. They just added little things like that. It makes you appreciate the games just that much more over time. Makes them age like a fine wine. Okay, that looks pretty good. Probably cut this down a little because I don't think the impact actually comes up to this part. In fact, I'm not actually sure if the impact hits this part at all. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh no, it sorta. Alright, this is looking not too bad. It's getting there. Some nice subtle painting, but I'm liking the results here so far. I think on the outside I might make the slide kind of spiky and messy, whereas on the inside I'll keep it relatively like clean and smooth, like the shot through just absolutely vaporized everything. I definitely want to just smooth this out a little, though. Make sure that it, like, really blends into the actual shape. Is the map complete, or am I still making it awesome? As far as features go, like any big features, those are all done. What I'm doing right now by, like, creating this effect for the Spire is mostly polish now, so I'm basically just making the map cleaner, smoother, work better. It's, like, not just bug fixes, but making the map just look nicer now. All of the function is there. It's all more about beautifying things, making it feel and look complete. The feature creep has finally stopped. Where in the fuck is this thing, and why can't I see it? Oh, it's in there. That's fine. That's fine, I guess. Alright, I don't want to spend too much on the tiny details, because, like, realistically, most players aren't even going to be able to see this. But one thing I think would be kind of cool, this is why I added some of the little meta balls right here, kind of sticking out in this area, is I really, really want to add in a little bit of a slag overhang. Even though this will be instantaneous, the effect of this slag and the way that it interacts with all of this is going to have to be sold not only the moment of impact, but also afterwards. So because of that, I'm going to create this little rim of, like, dripping shapes kind of coming down here. to imply that like it got super hot, and then the moments after it kind of got hit, it kind of started like dripping down and out. Like the metal was so hot, it was just so malleable, it started to like fall down. So I think some little like drippy overhangs would be cool. Oh, that's nice, dude. That really... It's not, like, the most amazing thing ever, but just, like, purely geometry and shape-wise, that's cool. Literally, this looks like the floor melted out. Ah, I like that, dude. I really like that. That's nice. I'm going to extend the back of this out a little, maybe flatten it out here just a touch so it's, like I keep saying, a little smoother. I want it to kind of keep the general shape of the geometry. If it like pulls up and out too much, it's not going to be that believable. It's going to look like I just kind of stuck this shit onto here. Okay. We're getting there. I think... So this little bit here... Wait, is there a little bit here that got cut? No, that's just part of the map. Okay, or part of the geometry. I think it's mostly like the overhanging bits here that are going to need a little bit of work. Oh, dude, wait, I should add a little bit of like slag drip right here as well. I won't do too much, but it would be kind of cool to have. It's a shame that most players are just never going to be able to see the inside of this, and most of this work is going to go unappreciated, but at the end of the day, I'll know it looks cool, so fuck it. Alright, this is starting to look pretty good. You can have a little bit like poking out here and there. Kind of like what's going on the bottom, but now a little bit up here where it's dripping just a bit. A little bit of bumpiness there. Oh, this is starting to look so good. Oh, I love this. Just the tube of like molten goop dripping down. Goes crazy. Alright, the last bits we gotta do are just these like inside pillars. And then I can just shove some straightforward UV maps on it and give it a texture and throw it in game. Molten poo. Ew. And we smooth that out a little bit, bring it out just a little more, smooth it out again. Not bad, not bad. As for here, we could probably stretch it in like a... Again, I love implying the velocity of the impact by just stretching with these thin lines outward like this. Okay, we cut into this a little, because I think I did put the metal balls a little heavy on this pillar, so I could probably... I think I can get away with a little bit less. Alright, we're getting there. I'm really starting to like the look of this. Oh, a little bit peeked out there. No. Okay, okay. I am curious if any of you guys have some, like, a bone to pick with the style of this. I'm pretty happy with it so far from all the parts I've completed here. Like in the snot spire, like the snotty, goopy bits, I'm getting rid of them, alright? I'm flattening them out, smoothing them out. It's not gonna look like goo, nasty snot drip. It'll look like very hot goo, nasty snot drip. Completely different. Okay, a little bit of this, and I think it should be good. Any clipping peeking through? No, looks pretty good. Oh man, I really ought to like blend this in a lot. Let me turn my strength to max for this. And just start applying a bunch of geometry right here. I guess it's good. Oh, sorry, I guess it's good. Is there anything about this I don't? I guess I kind of thought that's still a bit much. Guess I did a little bit more smoothing. I think we're good as far as the shape and geometry goes. This is pretty good, man. It's pretty sick. Even up here, like, yeah, that's... I think we're done with the shape. That's a Mac round straight through the fucking spire. God damn! One thing I'm gonna do, even before I texture it, I was talking about this earlier. When this thing goes down and it, like, gets absolutely fucking annihilated, I want from both directions to have, just debris and sparks go boom and shoot out of each side of the hole. I think it'll look sick. How many vertices is this right now? 11,000 verts. Might be a little bit much, but I'll keep it as is for now. If I need to decimate this, I'll just do it later. Alright, how can I do this UV map well? What if I just smart UV project it? Oh! Maybe that's fun, actually. This is probably going to be hideously ugly if I do it like this, but... Oh, wait, maybe there's one more thing I can do. Can't I, like, minimize... area weight? Weight, projections, vector by faces with larger areas. What does it go up to? Go up to 1? What if I do 0.5? One? That just seems to be the way that it... Axis align vertical. What if I just do regularly axis align? No, it doesn't really do anything. Correct aspect, scale to bounds. Yeah, whatever. We'll just do it this way. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good. You know? Is that a flood-infested Covenant Spire? No, this is going to be molten plasma, or sorry, molten Covenant metal from the macround shot, straight through. But it does look very floody. If I'm ever, I talked about this a lot, or a minute ago, but if I'm ever doing flood biomass, I am sculpting it just like this. Anyway, hope this looks good. Straight through. All right, let's, in order to make this work, I'm going to put all of this onto a new region that I was using before, which I believe was default centerpiece. So I'm just going to hijack that region since I deleted the object that it was using before. As far as the vertex groups, okay, these don't have vertex groups. That's just applied to the bone, right? Yeah, parented to the bone base. So this is going to be slag. Parented to that bone. Keep its transforms. We do need to get the Covenant destroyed metal, which is... The blades have them. It should be... The Spire destroyed? Yes. Okay, that's what we're going to put on this for now. If I don't like how it looks, I can swap it out later. But... Should be good. With that, I technically... I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and make another save, and this one is going to be the one where I apply everything that got booleaned so that I can clean them up. So I'm now applying the super messy... Oh, you know what, actually? Hold on, there's one other thing I gotta do. I don't think any of the areas in this will be exposed, but... I'm going to do Boolean apply, and then I go here. I get to see all the Booleaned faces that get created. They're a bit messy, and I am going to apply that material to them. And then after I apply the material, I will clean up the messy bits. Okay, so here's interior 1. Have nothing selected. Apply the Boolean. That shows me these. We're going to assign the destroyed material to it. Delete the broken vertices. I'm just going to run this a couple times until we get a result that looks good. So, hit that. Assign. And I don't think this one has anything blown up or weird on it. Oh, you know what? Actually, I should probably do little unwraps for these as well. Just so that the textures can, like, actually apply to it. Probably none of this will be visible in the end. Because the meta balls and the sculpt that I did should completely hide them and cover them up. But on the off chance that they do become exposed, I would definitely rather they have a texture. Okay, this one's already applied. I don't remember applying this one. I guess that's fine. Alright, let's do this one next. It's crazy how much geometry actually just gets totally cooked by this max shot. Alright, now it's got textures where it needs it. I don't think there's any more wacky geometry flying out, but... just apply the boolean. Apply the material. Do a little unwrap. Oops. Scale it up a bit. The ring. Actually kind of got chunked a little bit. Yeah, let's definitely do this one. So we do destroyed, assign, do a little unwrap on that. Scale it up like twice. And then that one doesn't get anything. It's fine. Okay, wow, that was a whole lot of work. I hope it imports. Does that whole match up over the max shot is actually? Roughly, yeah. On one of the bases, it'll be slightly offset, but on the other one, it's nearly perfect. Okay, JMS exporting. This one might take a little bit. It probably won't import perfectly the first time, but hopefully it will the second or third time. Oh, I just realized, actually, on the UVs for this, I need to, like, scale this up, like, 32 times. Okay, let's try that again. I don't think the textures on the Covenant Slag bit will look necessarily amazing. I could give it a custom texture set and manually UV it. I'm hoping that it just looks good with the generic Covenant, like, glowy material, but we will see. Okay, animated 6. Here's fingers crossed that it actually imports on the first go. If it does, that'll be awesome. Then I'll start adding some extra background effects to it. Fatal, what was the fatal PRT blocker? Oh, right. I tried to import it the full fat way. That's not what I was supposed to... That's not what I was supposed to do. I'm supposed to run, instead, draft for the render. Because it's so big that it'll never fully render. Actually, I don't think I really changed the physics model at collision, so it's actually just purely render model. I'm gonna steal your rework, work for the remake of Halo 2 and 3? Shit. Let them do it, man. It's all Microsoft IP anyway. I don't have any rights to it. If they take a look at some of my work that is awesome and they like it and they're like, damn, he's cooking, sure, I would appreciate a shout out. I know they never would, but as long as the Halo game is fun, it is what it is. Watch out, there's nothing for me to do about that. Okay, that texture is not good. I tiled that way too many times, and the UVs are atrocious. Coral Reef looking? Yeah, no kidding, actually. Alright, this is probably going to be a little bit of a trial and error. I'm glad it imported successfully the first time, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to get this looking right. And I think I am probably going to have to do some actual UVs on it so it doesn't look like so shitty. I might even make it so the outside parts are kind of like a almost shiny Covenant purple, but like super like fucked up looking at the same time. Because, yeah, those stretched textures here, that's just me being lazy and not actually UV mapping it properly. Running mods on ODST? Yeah, I was working on a single player, not multiplayer, but single player ODST mod that I was pretty excited about, but I have that one on the back burner for now. I think this texture's not really... I mean, it definitely looks better at this scale, but it's really not doing it too much justice. I wonder if there's anything I could do to improve it without doing too much. Maybe I just need a different texture and material. I think I might have to do like a double material texture deal with this. Looking good. It's fine. I think I'm just gonna have to do an actual UV job on this. I wonder if there's an easier way to do something like this. Maybe I could do like... Okay, maybe like there. Alright, I'm gonna clean this seam up a little bit. Just so it's not so jagged and all over the place. It'll pay off once I... Because what I'm thinking about doing, and the reason I'm doing the seam like this, is I kind of want the outside of the molten slag area to maybe have some resemblance to like a cohesive Covenant metal. Right, where there's maybe still like some shine to it, but it's like totally like crusty and fucked up. Whereas the inside is just purely melted, fucked up, obliterated guts like the current texture I have on it now. Okay, that's a little bit cleaner as far as the UVs and geometry go. I'm gonna go do that on the other side now. Exit wouldn't tend to be wider and messier. Yeah, I probably ought to give it a little bit more than that, but... I'm here. I'm here now, and I've done it, and I don't want to go back and redo it. I will say, this kind of work... Making a giant Covenant Spire's destroyed exit wound from a point-blank Mac round blast. This is the best shit, man. This is what it's all about right here. I'm, like, low-key really enjoying this, too. Like, yesterday and the day before, I was like, yeah, I gotta design little Covenant interiors for, you know, the vehicle spawners. And, oh, they came out decently. Nah, man. This right here. This is it. Let me blow some shit up. Okay, we got a cohesive line. Let's start cleaning it up a little bit. Oh, SCIS, good to see you. It's been a minute. Thank you for the 5 months of membership. Really appreciate it. Good evening. What are you up to now? I am making the molten slag part of the spire where the Mac cannon slams into it and just decimates it. I'm trying out something a little different for it. Seeing just how worth it this is. Where I'm trying to do like 2 separate materials. One where there's this like slightly still coherent Covenant metal on the top and outside, and the inside is just glowing molten mess. Oh man, why did I have to make the geometry so complicated, dude? Fuck! That's bullshit, man. I have to put an actual effort for this UV map. I'm so freaking mad. What happens if I unwrapped it right now? Oh my god, my PC! Oh, that's a perfect UV map. Hell yeah. Okay, we got another one. Frankly, Frank mentioned. Frankly, I'm just not even gonna fuck with that one. That one can just stay as is. Nobody's seeing that shit. Doesn't even have to look good. I don't care. I don't really know how I'm going to design the second material. I kind of see it in my head where it's going to be like a bit crusty. Kind of like, you know how when like a scarab or a phantom gets destroyed, it still has like the texture of the scarab or the phantom, but it's like fucking burnt and charred. That's kind of what I want to do for this. Where it'll still be like, clearly it's a Covenant metal, but it's just like absolutely cooked, dude. Set to 375 for like 5 hours type shit. I think it should be pretty doable too. I don't think it'll be... Okay, let me just make sure all these connect. Don't want any missing bits anywhere. Looks good, looks good. Cool. That just leaves the top, bottom, and this side. Top and bottom will be easy, relatively. Alright, do we have another coherent, solid seam here? Just about. Yep, that looks good. Alright, that was going to be the last hardest part. Now it's just a couple of pretty simple circular shapes that I can just paint on a little bit. So we'll just do that. We're almost there, guys, I swear. I really didn't want to have to do this UV mapping on stream at all, because I know sitting here watching me draw and make little selections is the least riveting content, but the results are worth it. As they say, the juice is worth the squeeze. Good here. I think we're good here. Now just the top and bottom and we're done! You say, fuck that shit, man. So that's good, right? That's good. Cool. I'm trying to put this bottom outline really quickly. I just want to make sure that I do like a deeper selection that keeps a decent bit more of this slag visible. So the seam and where I put it here is actually decently important. Oh. The biggest thing that makes me sad about this is that most players are never even gonna notice this shit, man. They're just not. It depresses me. But I'm still gonna put in the effort. Okay, I think I'm good. I might have missed a spot here or there, so let's just do a basic unwrap and see if I got everything, or if something like twists in on itself and implodes. Okay, we definitely have some twist in on itself and implosions happening. So let's see here. If I do one selection, we're going to do UVs. Oh, right. I should probably make a big seam running down the sides of it, too. Otherwise, it's going to recursively loop in on itself. Oops. This game dev for you? Yeah, true enough. Like, I'm gonna put my heart and soul in this, and then nobody notices this really cool thing you did for like a decade. Like, it's fine. I only worked my ass off. Okay, that's the bottom. Good. And then in here, where do I want to chop it up in here? I guess I could just do like a ceiling. Yeah, I'll do the ceiling. I'll do the ceiling is where I chop it. All right. Real UV map time! Yeah! W. So, I'm going to make another material really quickly. I'm going to call this Spire Damaged. And basically, I'm going to take the outer section of this thing, and I'm going to assign it to Spire Damaged. And for the time being, Spire Destroyed is going to be the same thing. But I'll make it slightly different. Mateus, thank you for the 5!
I just realized what that looks like.
I'm scared.
You remember the shitey holes Scott Cawthon made in Springtrap's design for FNAF 3?
I do not.
Yup, those.
I would say, I wish I could say, yeah, oh, I totally know what you're talking about, but as far as I go to FNAF content is listening to 3 hours of the FNAF story explained as I fall asleep. I did play the original game, though. Back when it was, like, just hosted on a website for free. Okay, the textures do look a lot better here, but I definitely still need to add this outer layer texture to enhance it. Because as it stands now, that's a bit boring. I do low-key almost want to like throw it into Substance Painter and give it like enhanced materials. Okay, at the very least, I am going to take the Spire's damaged material. I'll keep the shredded inner material like this for the time being. But as for the damaged Spire material, one of the benefits, obviously, of doing a UV map where I have the inside and outside split separately is that I can keep the inside completely shredded and the outside, like I was talking about, can kind of just get, you know, this nice little material. So that's just a fucking shredded-ass material. But we can go grab some materials from the actual Spire itself. Let's see what we got. What's Cov Metal Plate look like? Okay, it's this one. It doesn't look terrible. Let's throw this on here as a test, just kind of see what it looks like. Metal plates, Z-bump. Kind of interesting. The UVs make no sense. I was hoping for more of like a bit more generic look to it. In fact, actually, I'm going to copy the exact settings of the metal plate, and then I'm going to throw some crusty-ass detail maps onto it. Let's go grab those detail maps really quick. They're going to be under vehicles. Mateus, thank you for the 5.
I mean TBF, I fell off after FNAF 3, so all the new lore is strange to me. But yeah, look at any image of Springtrap's model from FNAF 3 and you'll see.
Yeah, it's just Scott Cawthon just went in there and was just fucking started with his little brush tool. Okay, that's the inner scarab damaged bits. That is not what I want. I'm looking for scarab hull. Scarab ripped. No, there's a very particular thing I'm looking for. Nope. Is it this one? There's a very particular thing here, and I will find it. Is it Destruction Illume? No. God damn it. I don't know, but I'm about to find it. But first, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. I have ended the chair stream. I'm here now. The sunset's so pretty. It's like all pink. Everything's turning pink. That's awesome. Thank you for the 2, Mateus!
Share emoji, share emoji, share emoji, share emoji, share emoji, share emoji.
Oh my god, why did it cut short? That's so weird. What the heck? That's crazy. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. What's another dish? Oh, my Lich. Duh. My Lich vehicle has it. Chair emoji. Chair emoji. Chair emoji. It should be under here. What is it? Like Lich shell. I know the Lich has a destroyed shell. I just forget. Or maybe I never did it. I better have, dude. I swear. You know what I did do it on, though? Now that I'm thinking about the E3 Scarab. I've been bouncing around between all these, but I'm absolutely certain I did this correctly on the E3 Scarab when I made that. Yes, Scarab, E3 Scarab shell dead. Okay, let me go navigate to there. Objects, Giants, Scarab E3, and then Scarab E3 shell dead. It's basically the regular shell, but it has this nice like damaged hole thing to it. And then on top of that, I want to grab Cov Metal Shell Purple here, which has pretty similar settings to Lobfong per pixel. Let's make it I guess if these are all per pixel. Thank you for the 3 Mateus. Appreciate it.
It's also very funny to me to listen to the modern FNAF theorists where, after all these years, they still can't come to a consensus on some of the lore from the earlier OG games, 1 through 3.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of seems like nobody has any fucking clue what's going on there. I'm pretty sure Scott Cawthon was like, yeah, guys, I definitely knew what I was doing with the lore the whole time. And then he just, like, made it really overcomplicated and then contradicted himself a bunch of times. He's like, no, 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 guys, really. MatPat wrote the lore? No, I low-key do believe that he, like, came up with generic kind of lore that sort of made sense. And then MatPat made something way more interesting in his theories, and he was like, oh, you figured it out! Yeah, that's totally what I intended, dude. Yeah, game theory got it, guys! And meanwhile, he's like, fuck, that's a way better idea. I'm just gonna make that the actual lore now. And you know what? More power to him, dude. More power to him. If somebody comes up with better work, and it improves your story, bug it. Dear God! Am I tripping or like, what's going on here? What if I just use this for both? Because honestly, the interior one... Oh, I just need to darken the interior one. That'll make it look way, way better. Hold up. Spire. Shaders, Spire. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't even think about this. I just need to make the color like fucking super dark purple. Oh my god, that's so much better. Holy shit. That was never that complicated. As for this, I can probably just bump it up a little bit. Am I tripping? Have metal shell purple here. Have metal tile. No, oh, albedo 1? What? Default detail, specular mesh. Oh, is it coming from... Does this have color? Oh, it does, that's why. What color is that? 70, 60, 70. Bruh. What? At what point do I just say close enough, man? Like, hello? Thank you for the 3 Mateus!
It's a true shame Halo fans had 343 attempts to fill in every, insignificantly, tiny detail and ruin all the mystery and intrigue instead of let fans wonder and theorize.
Yeah, that's always been my biggest complaint. Oh wait, that actually kind of came out sick, hello? No, I mean, it's always been kind of shitty that that's how things went. Dude, wait, that actually goes kind of hard. I'm so glad I split those two materials up. That's pretty sick. What did I do in the last 5 minutes? I made the materials actually look pretty good. Look at that. That's not the worst thing I've ever made. That's actually the nicest looking blended destruction mesh I've ever made. That's pretty sick. This makes me want to redo the Lich at some point in its destruction state. Not that anybody gives a shit, but that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Okay, Mask with Smoke and Flames. Oh, yeah. What I would definitely want to do... Hold on. We're going to watch this in slow motion. We're going to do game speed 0. We're going to do quarter speed. We're going to destroy the Spire here. Boom. The model switches. I'm going to make debris and fire and explosions shoot out of the sides here. But that definitely looks like it took a Mac round straight through it. These reach shaders are throwing hands. Just vibe code it, man. What are you doing? We live in the age of AI, man. Okay, there's one thing I want to do here. I'm going to go slow speed again. I'm going to watch what the effect currently looks like. Because the effect for the destruction of the Spire is really old. And at this point, I'm about to, like, fully redo the way in which it explodes. So, okay, first we get a bright flash. Fucking blinds. An explosion comes out of the middle arbitrarily. Debris rains down. Smoke and dust emits. It's definitely not bad, but the initial explosion does suck, I think. I think this is where we can step in and massively improve this effect, because it's not bad, but it's a bit purposeless. It's a bit purposeless because we absolutely should be doing an effect where stuff shoots out of the molten slag part of this. Like, pretty violently. We have a nice little debris bits. There's smoke 6, 5. Okay, there's FX center. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go out here. Try to orient this roughly in that direction. We'll go right here, move it up into the center hole here, just inwards a bit. And I'm going to name this one FX Impact. We're going to do 2 of these as well, so put the other one over here. Nice. Okay, that looks good. So with these 2 in place, I'll import this into the game so we can actually start using this. But basically what I want to do you guys know that effect in Halo Reach when the Corvette is flying away on, like, what is it, like the 2nd or 3rd mission? And the longsword bombers come in, and then you see the strike come through, and it, like, fucking, like, blasts through the bottom of the Corvette in that really, really nice looking explosion. I basically want to do that for the Mac round, where it kind of just blasts out of both holes with, like, tons of debris, plasma, and fire, and all of that. Wait, why did my chat disconnect? Hello? Sword base, yeah. This man just keeps cooking. Yeah, I think this will look especially awesome. And I get to make a new short about this. Hell yeah. Okay, it's re-imported. We can't obviously see anything new about this yet because we need an effect for it. So, let's go make a sick-ass effect for this. It'll mostly be the same effect, but I think it'll look really nice to see, like, a directional explosion that really highlights the Mac round, just annihilating this thing. So we'll go Spire, FX. Actually, let's not even go to the Spire effects yet. We're going to go to the Destroyed animation. Because the Destroyed animation has... Oh, it only has the FX snow impacts. Oh, right, because it probably plays... It either plays on the main model, or it plays on damage effects. I'm not sure which. Okay, death. Destroys object. We have main explosion transition effect here. So this does... There's a flash, which plays... No, this is the old stuff. Where does the explosion play then? Because I don't actually kill this thing anymore and spawn debris. In fact, all of this is kind of bad. Where does the effect even come from at this point? Explosive flash, light beams. Spawns the garbage on debris. Yo, Skullworks! Thank you so much for the 17 months. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming back. So shut up and take my money, you bot. Listen, look what I do for you. Look what I do for you. Look at that mac-round hole that I'm currently experimenting with. Just got blasted through the side of the spire. I fucking love Substance Painter. I know, I also love Substance Painter. It's so good. Look at the beauty, the grace. Goes all the way through the middle. Watch this, I'll speed up time to like 10x. Until after that's all said and done. I think I am also going to create a permanent effect of like smoke emitting, like smoke and fire emitting from this. Look at that, dude. Shot all the way through the spire. Completely cooked it. But yeah, I'll probably just have a bunch of smoke emitting from there passively. But I think, I may be mistaken here, but I believe permanent blue flames lingering in the wreckage would be very aesthetic. I agree. I think it would be so cool. With like a giant tower of smoke. Now, I'm not sure if this is the right effect. On the off chance that it is, maybe it's because I don't have the debris marker. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't spawn them without a debris marker, which just doesn't exist anymore. Oh no, there is a debris marker, and yet it doesn't spawn, so... I don't think this is it. Where is the destruction effect? I'm feeling a little dumb right now. Spire Destroy Red. Destroys all that stuff. It sets the device group to 1. Okay, so it's not using any damage states or anything. It's just spawning in. And is there maybe a variant effect on it? No. My dude cannot die from damage. Does that mean the damage effect doesn't play now? No, it still plays the effect. I'm a little confused, to be honest. I'm not really sure where I put this. We have Spire Chunk Snow and FX Snow Impact. This should be just attached to the individual pieces as it falls. Oh, this is it. Oh, I was just wasting my time. Okay, this was the effect the whole time. Sick. I am going to take Spire Chunk Snow. I'm going to do Spire Destroyed Snow. So we have our new effect that's actually going to take advantage of all this cool stuff. Rising up the kill shot? Indeed. I don't really know. I hope that was like a not a bad term, because I've never heard anyone say that, but I kind of got the implication that we're making it look better. But yeah, we're making it look sick. Like a car computer term? Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. The fucking with, like, Linux rising and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Skullworks! Thank you for the 2!
Big hold. Need I say more?
Nah. My god, my volume's so high. Didn't even notice. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look here. So, first and foremost, screen effect plays. We hear the sound. There's a huge explosion sound as well as the reactor pylon and stuff. And those just play and play and play, and a bunch of smoke emits from it. So, smoke is good. Then we have the fire, which also just emits from the center. Covenant fire, sparks, and all that stuff. I'm actually going to switch the sparks off of FX center to the FX impact. Which, that is what I called it, right? Yes. So let's take a look at it now, just with the sparks emitting from the sides. Me when I don't see shit? Hello? What? Velocity always 1. Inherit effective velocity. No delay on that. Debris. We do have debris here. That's coming out all over the place. I'm going to make a duplicate version of this that's going to play at FX impact. And instead of this one like spawning in over time, I'm going to have a starting count of like 30. It's probably going to be too much, but particle scale. Right now it's 2.5 to 8. Let's see what that looks like. Let me make sure it's on the right marker. Are you? Yes. Let's see. I honestly couldn't tell because I didn't give it any initial velocity. Is it coming out over here at least? He's not reading the duplicate marker. I don't even think it's in, I don't even think the marker exists. Did I do this wrong? Oh, I did do it wrong. That's why I haven't updated this in a minute. No, that's it. FX impact, FX impact. They're tied to the base bone, so that's good too. 2 markers named FX impact. Okay, yeah, I just didn't import it last time. It must not have been fully updated. Covenant Spire just vanished after it explodes? Indeed. I'm gonna have to hide it a little better so that all of the pop-in is less noticeable. Yo, Skullworks! They were the 5 gifted, dude! Thank you very- Holy shit, you sniped green? Congrats to everybody who just got a membership. Please give your thanks if you're in chat and you just received that membership. But holy fuck, you sniped green? That's crazy, dude. He literally is the last person. He has probably the lowest odds of being sniped. That's nuts.
I got green.
Thank you for the 2. You fucking got green somehow. That's insane. Let's fucking go. How have I been? I'm doing good. I'm having so much fun working on this effect right now. This is awesome. This is fucking awesome. I just need to make sure that the... Let's see, I have an emission angle particle random between 0 and 10. Thank you for the 2!
Yo, can I get a trophy for that?
If I had a trophy to give out for that, I would give it to you, because that is like legit an insane thing to get. Holy fuck. Okay, wait, we're getting somewhere with this. Hold on, you guys see this? Let's do like 45. Okay, the initial velocities are too similar to each other. What does it look like at night? I can't wait to find out. That's gonna be the last thing we do on the map is... Oh, dude. The jet of material just firing out like that. We are cooking. 0 to 45 might not be enough. Let me do like 0 to 90. I think fire... Yeah, okay, we have the sparks here. The sparks come out of the impact. We're going to do a type sprayer. And angle is 20 to 60. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, not bad, not bad. Wait, hold on. Why do they keep playing? We definitely need, like, fire and smoke permanently emitting from that as well. But the starting count is 100. 50 to 0, system age. Function, secondary is slide. -8 to -16. I'm usually like -100, so it like barely emits more. Mada's trophy? Yeah, we'll just give him power just because. Okay, the emission of stuff from the side is already looking good. We definitely need fire and stuff coming out of there as well, though. Frankly, the sparks might be a bit too heavy. I'm going to set the starting count to like 25. And the emission to 25 as well. There we go. The reduction on sparks looks good. Frank mentioned, you missed it. I mentioned him earlier, too. I'm getting better, though. I'm getting help from mentioning Frank all the time. Okay, let's do a large fire emission as well. We do have the plasma fireball huge. We're going to put this on the impact as well here. I'm probably going to have to make them smaller. Right now it emits from a globe. We're going to do a sprayer. Emission radius will be 3. Angle will be 0 to 90 perhaps. We're going to give it an initial... This one is not going to have an emission rate, but it will have a starting count of like 15. The size, I'm not really sure what the size is going to look like yet, so I'll just wait on that. But it does need a pretty random and also high velocity. I'm going to say like 1 to 15. Oh, wrong marker. Oops, no, wait, that was the right marker. What? Oh, you know what? Because it has a lot of dampening fire physics, I think I need to make the velocity, like, really high. Not that high. Not that high. And 90 is way too high. Let's do, like, 30. Honestly, a shame that I just can't even see it that well. It's the effect is so bright at the beginning. Let's do velocity 5 to 25. Go. I don't think it's directional enough. There is a really excellent directional effect that might be a lot better for this. What if I just do this instead? This scale needs to be way bigger. If I did 10 to 30. Never mind. Covenant Fire large vertical. Wait, what if I did like human fire? Why am I not doing human fire? Let me at least copy that directory. But I'm thinking maybe I just do human fire for it since it's a Mac cannon blast, you know? Would that look weird? What if the Mac shot leaves a mark on the wall? Oh, that is a sick idea. Holy shit. Yeah, I could totally do that. Anyway, let me work on this really quickly about that. That is a fucking awesome idea.
Tactical nuke!
Holy shit, Skullworks just fucking annihilated the daily tip. Thank you! Good God! Holy shit, thank you! You actually just nuked the entire thing. Thank you so much.
Your loading bar wasn't full, so I figured I'd fill it all the way up. Also, mod as a trophy does sound kind of nice, Lamau.
No, you can't bribe me like that. What the fuck? That's insane. Thank you so fucking much. You just nuked the fuck out of it. Why is the bribe working? God damn it, man. That's insane. I don't even know what to say to that. Thank you. That caught me off guard. I think you reached the tip limit. Yeah, no kidding. Holy fuck. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. Thank you very fucking much, Skullworks. Brain activation. Brain activation. I think exactly 73. You are, okay, I will say, there have been times when people have tried to get the tip goal to an even number, and I don't know if this is like a mathematics illiteracy epidemic or something, but you actually got it perfectly to 100. And I'm so, first of all, thank you again. But second of all, nobody ever gets it right. It's always like $1 over or like under, which is not, I'm not trying to complain. I just think it's funny. But thank you. And someone give you like 200 to play a game on stream. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was insane too. It was Demon to get me to play Voices of the Void, which I still want to play again. It's been a minute. Yeah, I definitely want to play Voices of the Void. That shit was fun. And I didn't even get into it super hard. Exact amount somehow. Wait, what? Weapons effects? Ah, yeah, here we go. Hello. Maybe it is. Oh, I know where it is. It's in Scarab Hybrid. God, my Scarab folders are such a fucking mess, dude. Maybe it's not in here after all. I thought it would be in here, but... Electric loops, plasma, huge intensity, environment spark, white. You know, I'm just gonna go all the way back. We're gonna take... Wait, maybe it was just plasma burst the whole time. Alright, I have an idea. Plasma... Wait, is plasma impact? No, it's gonna be plasma burst after. Okay. Hear me out. We take plasma burst particle. The white one, actually. And then... I'll do the regular. And then... I lied. Again. We're gonna take it. We're gonna yoink it. we're going to put it in the Spire folder. FX, particles. And then we're going to click one thing, which is perpendicular to direction. Parallel to direction. Thank you for the 5 score!
I swear if any of you ruin that number, I will armor lock behind your car so you can't go to work or school.
Just sitting there armor locked for like an hour. Okay. For this one, we do not want rotation rates or starting rotation. Thank you for another 5 score. So holy shit, much appreciated. Where's my rotation rate? Initial rotation? Hello? Oh, mission angle? No, that's the for a mission. Mission rate, lifespan, initial velocity, particle rotation. How about that? Alright, I know what to do now. For one, it's going to have anti-gravity. For two, it's going to be slower velocity. Actually, no. Same velocity, larger scale. Oh, we're cooking. And then we're going to do over the particle age. It'll start at a nice blue. And then it'll fade to like a darker, paler blue, perhaps. Oh, that might just be it. And maybe give it a slightly longer lifespan of like 3 to 6. Okay, maybe not 6. Maybe the 2 to 4 was good. And then I'm going to lastly make the velocity minimum like 1 so that there can be some trailing out from the initial point. Oh, that's starting to look good. And then... I guess now we should probably see how it looks in its like entirety. How we looking? I'm going to be so real. More emission angle. Give me like, hit me with a 50 emission angle. It's not bad. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. I'm gonna give it a scale with 6 to 3. I'm gonna do 12 to 6. See what that looks like first of all. Okay, now that it's so much bigger, I'm gonna reduce the angle down a little more. How's that looking in action? Skullworks, thank you for the 5!
Also kind of a big callback. Is the whiner still on the map?
Not currently, because I had to redo the textures recently, but it's going to go right here in its spot. It's going to go right there where it always belonged. Okay, what do you guys think? From the side here, the plasma burst out the sides, I think it's kind of sick, along with all the debris and sparks. And then there will be like a passive smoke and fire permanently emitting from the hole after that. I think what I'll do is this has fireball and fire in it. I'm going to copy this. No, I actually have a better idea. Alright, I know what to do, okay. So, I'm going to go to the main device machine here. I'm just going to completely attach a permanent non-stop looping effect, which is Spire destroyed snow. I'm going to do Spire dead. And it's literally just going to be passive smoke and fire for the entirety of it. So we can get rid of all the parts here. We have soft smoke and rolling smoke. I'll keep those for now, but I'll edit them later. For this, I don't need the burst for this, or the sparks. All I want is the fire. Debris, don't need any of that here, so we can actually get rid of that whole group. Don't want a delay on here. Don't need the secondary explosions, because it's already done. And as for dust... Oh, this is like the dust for when it falls. Yeah, I'll get rid of that too. So all we have is smoke and fire. So I'm going to switch both of these to FX Impact. I need to... What is this one? So that's... Let's just see what it looks like, actually. And then, wait, let me check the smoke really quick. Also on FX Impact. Somehow I crashed my game. I hate working with effects, man. Creating or destroying effects sometimes just straight up crashes Sapien. It's fine. It's fine. Any day now. Any day now. Just try to open this one more time so we can take a look at it. God damn it, man. I was doing this final bit on the Spire destruction. It had to crash right here and now and force me to wait and load right near the end. Unlucky. Alright. Thanks. Okay, I see the effect on it. Watch it play out for a second while the regular fire dissipates. Let's speed up time so that we can just skip through most of the original effect. Okay, so this is what the passive effect looks like right now. I'm gonna make sure none of these have initial starting counts. They do not. What about rolling smoke? Thank you for the 2 Skullworks!
Make all reach textures 4K Lamau.
Send me an AI upscaler. I'll make that slop real quick. Because I promise you, I am no texture artist. That is not happening. Where's the particle? Oh, radius is 4. That's definitely too much. Emission rate is fine, but radius of 4 is too much. Honestly, 2.5 might still be too much. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Not bad, but the particles themselves are way too fucking big. Let's do rolling smoke first. We're going to scale them down just a little bit. Right now it's 9 to 6. I'll do like 3 to 6. Still too big. Let's do like 2 to 4. And I am going to put that radius down again to 1.5. So that's a good start. We'll switch over to the soft smoke and take care of that one next. Probably give it the same radius. 2.5 was a bit large. And then as for the scaling of it, good God. We'll do like 2 to 6 and see what that looks like. Uh, 1 to 5. Like 0 to 2. Make sure the rolling smoke is not like puffing outwards. Of course it is. So lastly, the big glowing fire. We just need to get that one accounted for. So what do we have? Fireball plasma, huge. This will be the big one here. It has a radius that is way too large, and its scale is way too large. 0.5 to 1.5 should be fine. And I don't mind if it has a little bit of velocity, but maybe like 2 to 3. So it at least like escapes. Except not in a globe type, please, but more of a sprayer at about 90 degrees. Well, we're getting somewhere. It doesn't look terrible. The smoke effects definitely need a little bit more love. They look kind of awful. Let's just get the vertical fire in tune, and then we'll tweak the smoke, and then I would say I'll probably want to add a little bit more, but that would be mostly everything I want to do. We're going to switch back to a sprayer type. 90 degrees. As for the pacifier, I do think maybe I can take the main plasma fireball and just make it last a little bit less time. The actual lifespan of this is what, like 2 to 4? I'm thinking like 1 to 2, honestly. How about 1 to 3? So there's just like that little extra bit that kind of comes out sometimes. Yeah, that's not too bad. Mainly it's the smoke now that's the real offender. It doesn't look terrible being that big, but it's still a bit much. I think the main issue with the smoke is it doesn't seem to have any physics. It does. I think the gravity just might not be enough. It's also a bit large still. What's the lifespan on that? 5 to 8 seconds and it's barely moving. What if I set yours to like -1? Initial velocity, particle random, 1 to 3. Oh, it's probably on a globe emitter, that's why. Yep. Set it to sprayer type, so it comes out a single direction. Mission angle 90 with none of that. scale is just still absurdly large. 2 to 6. Can I go 1 to 3, please? Thank you. As for the color, I don't know why it's all white. I don't know when I decided I wanted to do it that way, but I'm going to make it like a bluish to a dark gray. Actually, wait, that was probably the right size I had for it. 2 to 6, and then we're going to switch over to the rolling smoke now, which is overwhelming it. And this one also I'm going to give the same treatment, where the default color is going to be kind of like a Covenant blue-gray going to just like a regular dark gray. Now we're getting somewhere. Like the lifespan of the rolling smoke. I guess I should probably brighten it a bit because I really can barely see it, but I want the lifespan of the rolling smoke to be a little less. Oh, it doesn't even have it set up. Hold on. It's the last one that we switched to a sprayer type. 90 degrees coming out. Random. And then 1 to 3 velocity was what I had. I guess with the rolling smoke, it really does have to be a bit brighter. That might just be its rendering type. Okay, something's wrong with this. Its physics are like cooked. Okay, now it's going up. There we go. Okay, now I feel like I can lower its lifespan and darken it. 5 to 8. I'm gonna do like 2 to 5. Probably even, well, the gravity like that's probably fun. I like it probably a more consistent lifespan. What's the alpha looking like? Pretty standard, nothing bad. Let's do 2 to 4. We'll have it scale the potential of like 1.5 to 2.5, and then I'm actually going to make the soft smoke that comes off of this way more, have a way longer lifespan of up to like 10 seconds, like 6 to 10 seconds, and see how that looks. I think it's starting to look pretty good. I just need to blend the rolling smoke in a little more because its color is a decent bit brighter than the other soft smoke. Other than that, though, I think it's pretty good. Let's copy those 2 colors. I'm just going to slap those onto the rolling smoke and hope that they end up working pretty well because I brightened up the hell out of the rolling smoke. They have the same shader type. It should match almost flawlessly. Yeah, it does look pretty good. That is some decent Covenant debris. The radius might need to be a little bigger. I thought maybe I had made the radius too small or too big, but I think it needs to go up. I'm gonna hit it up 2.5 on all the radii. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That's fine. But I'm going to increase it because it's kind of awkward looking that it's just coming out of the middle. I decreased it before, but I think it was not the radius that was the problem. Oh, wait, sprayers don't have an emission radius. I almost forgot about that. No wonder it looks weird. I do impact area. Tube. Oh, wait, I am using the right one. Shit. Sprayer. Tube. 1.5 radius. Okay, that's actually not bad. I just need to switch them all to tube. Let me do this on the other one here. We go from sprayer to tube. Set the radius back to 1.5. Maybe tube was not the move. Disc? Oh, disc emits not from the front. Oh! There we go. Goodbye. Okay, 0 to 1.5 is good. And then the last thing I need to do is, I think, up the initial velocity. Right now it's random between 2 to 5. I'm going to make it 5 to 10 and see if that helps it get out a bit. How about 3 to 5? And maybe go from 90 degrees to like 45 degrees. Oh my god, I've perfected it! 45 degrees, I think, what am I at? 3 to 5, and it's a tube disc on X. Tube disc X, radius 0 to 1.5. 45 degrees, and for the emission velocity it is 3 to 5. Sick. I think the smoke is probably good, but I'll just give it the exact same treatment anyway. We'll do 1.5 on random. 45 degree emission from sprayer to tube. And its velocity is 1 to 3. I'll do the 3 to 5 on the smoke. They do have different physics, so it might just need to go back to 1 to 3, but we'll see. I think this is the last part of this. Wait, what was it? Tube constant? Tube disc. And then we'll go particle random. Three to 5. Alright, now it actually like pushes out from inside and then moves upwards. I think that is like some of the best looking Covenant Fire I've ever made. Feels very vanilla. Alright, and then lastly, in order to keep it going constantly, we need to make both of these emitters have the exact same duration. There we go. Let's see. A final look at this from the ground as I blow it up. Oh, look at me. Stop looking at me. Okay, the Z fade on those particles. I'm sorry to suddenly like go back and do something, but the Z fade on the smoke is really bad. Like so bad. I scaled up a default particle and it's showing. Pardon me while I just duplicate some particles really quickly. Basically, what I'm talking about, you see how it, like, you can see that harsh line? I guess you can't see it super well now, but there's these really harsh lines on these things, and I am going to fix that, and then I'm done with this. Well, for today, anyway. But we'll see. First, we got to do the Spire Destroyed Snow. That's my new one. And we're going to take the Soft Smoke Large. We're going to take it all the way back into our folder. Boom. Okay, so we're going to take that. We're going to open it up. I already know it has soft fading on it because I saw it. Soft fading is at 0.10, which is default. I'm going to make it like 2 world units, which is supposed to be massive, but we'll see. Then we'll take our Rolling Smoke Large, which is another great particle. We're going to do the exact same thing. I know this one has depth fade. I can literally see it. Smoke should have depth fade. And then we're going to also increase this to 2 whole world units. Makes it look a lot more believable and foggy. Okay, there's way too much rolling smoke coming off of that. What the fuck? What is the lifespan on these? 5 to 8 seconds? I guess that makes sense. I know I use this particle elsewhere in this effect, so I'm going to go hunt them down really quickly. Fire. Not here, thankfully. I'm going to take a hand. We have Fireball Plasma Huge right here. I'm going to do the same thing for this one, because honestly, I saw this one clipping too. That one's fine, that one's fine, that one's fine. Debris, fine. Delay, nothing. Dust. This is already a custom one. What's the depth fade? 10. Perfect. Alrighty. This will be our final look at it for the night. Let's enjoy it. Let's thoroughly enjoy it. You know what? We'll do this the right way.
Alert. Disabled.
And now that the dome is down, we fire. Oh, we didn't get the sound, though. We didn't get the sound. Damn, low-key reducing the amount of particles was kind of a mistake. It looked kind of looked worse. Taking it back. It looked better before when it was absolutely fucking coated in smoke. And then that's it. I swear. After that, I definitely we're good. You know, we're fine. Smoke fades a lot better. It looks a lot smoother. You're not seeing like harsh clipping occurring. This looks good. This is definitely the best this effect has ever looked. And we get to admire it from the side where the enormous fucking Mac cannon hole appears and debris fires out. Nobody will ever be able to go in here, but hopefully they can at least admire that there's a flaming crater directly inside this thing. Yeah, the fire looks a little weird that it's popping out of nowhere, but it's fine. It's a video game. Nice, dude. Actually damaged version of the Spire with all of, like, the metal, like, corroded and, like, the hole in it and the debris and everything. Like, being able to look inside there and see through the hole in the bottom is cool. I would argue it needs a little more tweaking and stuff, but I think for today, I feel satisfied and I am done here for now. This Spire destruction looks fucking awesome. I'm really glad. Not only did we make it look way better, add a ton of detail and a giant molten Mac hole straight through the middle of this fucking thing, but we also fixed the animations so that it no longer... Oh, well, we forgot that one. But other than that one, we fixed the animations completely. I say we'll do a little more work on the effects and making this thing look even more awesome tomorrow, and then we'll just tweak the last remaining animation stuff. But overall, man, this looks pretty fucking awesome. Blow up the blue one before we go. I gotta give a huge shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so goddamn much. I really appreciate the insane generosity. I appreciate you guys being here. And for the record, I'm gonna be continuing to work on this awesome Spire destruction tomorrow. So if you want to see some more of this, that's where I'll be, here tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time. So I'm very grateful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time. We'll do more badass Spire destruction, really get into the nitty-gritty details and stuff with it. I hope that you'll be there for it to see the awesomeness come about. I will do my best to make it look as good as I possibly can. I'm going to do a blue team Spire run real quick here.
Alert. Blue team Spire shield has been disabled.
Oh, it's so good. Alright, thank you guys again. Appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy a fly-through of the Spire's molten slag hole. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night, guys. Goodbye! Goodbye!